Don. What's good, baby? Mic check. Can I get one? Can I get mic check? Come on.
What's going on, Don?
Come on, old man. Come on, baby. You can do it. Babylon, do your yangs still stay up, or you got impotency problems?
What a greeting.
I just had
Greetings, Nicoleone. How you doing today?
Hey, I'm great. You ain't answered my question, but you ain't got to. I just had to ask.
Oh, okay.
Oh, speaking of that, Antichrist in Babylon, ain't nothing wrong with my yang on the golden child. Did y'all know that the golden child is a girl? That was a girl?
Yeah.
I didn't fucking know that. I found that shit out like last week. I've been meaning to tell y'all motherfuckers like I knew that. Like I was the only one that knew that shit. Yeah, the golden child is a goddamn girl. The one that played the hit. And but what's so interesting about it, they never mentioned it was a boy in the movie. They just, you saw how we've automatically perceived that it was a boy? They didn't say, let's go save this boy. They just kept saying the child. The child.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But that's a goddamn girl.
Ooh, let me write that one down.
Yeah, write that shit down, boo.
Yeah.
It's amazing how they just didn't want to say that and have everybody thinking that the golden child, let's show you how deep the spell of religion is a man, the savior, and all that fucking shit. But it's a goddamn girl. And I keep telling y'all that shit. It's a woman. It's women. They the saviors.
Yeah.
I don't believe men are the saviors. Come on now. Hello. You know how many niggas being born after Jesus? Look at the state of the fucking world. Okay. I digress. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm gonna get my shit together. All right, let me put this cigarette out. Let's pray. Everybody, y'all ready? Let's do our own chants first. Everybody sit down in your lotus position. Do your smack breathing. Let's go. Ready?
No.
Babylon, lead it. Lead the Om and the smack breathing for us so we can get in tune with the green lights. Let's go.
Okay.
Waiting on you.
So you must go think to your mind, past and present. Past and present.
Hello, y'all.
Do it again. Wait, start over.
No lo yo renge kyo. No lo yo renge kyo. No lo yo renge kyo.
No lo yo renge kol.
Yeah. Now hold that breath. And this takes one to Brahma. That's right.
Can we do Om now?
I'm Hindu. Oh, yeah.
Oh, you Hindu? Is there any Om dude around this motherfucker? Can we get an Om dude on the line before we begin?
Okay. Om.
Show us how to do it first, baby.
Okay. So on the Om, you must inhale, and while you inhaling, subconsciously but consciously count to 8. And on the exhale, we're going to consciously count to 12. So when we inhale, we're going to hold our breath for 8. When we exhale, we're going to exhale for 12 count. Okay, get ready to inhale, Don. Inhale.
Okay, I ain't never held my breath that long, boo. But I'm going to try it. Let's go.
8 seconds, Don. Breathe in while I count to 8. When I get to 8, stop breathing in and breathe out. Okay. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhale. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's a real breath.
I'm sorry. I smoked a cigarette before that happened. Can you start over? I did. I'm sorry. I didn't know you was about to begin. I fucked up. It's just
okay, everybody ready?
Done. Y'all ready? Let's go.
Okay, as I count, you breathe in slow now. And as I count, you exhale slow.
Okay.
Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhale. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I was out of air. When I exhaled, I was already out by 5, boo, when you got to 5.
But that's good. Did you keep pushing even though you was out of breath?
I mean, when I had to exhale, my breath went out at 5, boo.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you was released at 5, you should go slower next time. But if you release at 5...
let's do it one more time. Wait, let's bring in Nasud real quick. Let's bring in Nasud one more time. Let's bring in Nasud. Nasud, give us a mic check.
Mic check, mic check. Peace,
okay,
peace,
you
Babylon,
in the building. How you doing? Okay, we ready. Hold on, let's smoke one cigarette first. Y'all talk for a minute, then we're going to start it again. Say hey to everybody. Let me light this cigarette.
Hey, Babylon. When you try to take a full breath and you talking about let me take a cigarette?
Yeah.
I keep it balanced, boo.
Yeah.
You got to keep everything balanced. God said you got to keep everything balanced.
That's right.
I'm ready now. See, I'm drinking tea. I'm balanced. Got my tea, got my cigarette, and I got my breath, my smack breathing. Let's go.
Okay.
One more time.
On the inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Wait, 6. You already started? I'm sorry. Oops.
Okay, now Don, listen to this though, Don. I want to tell you, it's good you stopped me. Because when you inhale, you got to make sure you inhale to the lower stomach now.
I know it, because your stomach's supposed to fill up, right?
Yeah.
Well, what do you mean the lower stomach? Like how you know I got 2 stomachs?
Down here.
I'm talking about.
No, I'm talking about, like you have deep breathing, and then you have shallow breathing, and then you have chest breathing. So the first amount of air going to go to the lower diaphragm. The second amount of air going to go in the abdomen. And the third amount of air going to fill up the lungs in the chest cavity. And once this happens, it's like 3 stages.
Yep, that one full breath. Yeah.
Okay, whatever. You just confused the hell out of me, but let's go.
Okay, so while I count, go breathe in slow, Don, and while I count, breathe out slow. Inhale.
Okay, I'm ready. Should I get my back up straight? Should my back be straight on this, or should I just relax or something? How you know?
Yeah, well, relax first. No, for real. Let's do this for real. Relax your shoulders, kind of thing. Let your shoulders relax, and let your back arc if it want to arc. Okay. Let yourself just be slumped over. Okay. Now, when we take the breath, that's when you straighten up.
Okay,
and when you exhale, return to that slump position.
Okay.
Yes, this is the best breathing. Okay, so everybody relax and slumped over. Now,
shall I close my eyes? Should my eyes be closed?
I never close my eyes, Don, but I know people that do and they get the best result.
Okay. I'm ready.
Okay, now we're going to inhale.
Okay.
Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Why do I feel high?
So what?
Me too. I feel high too. I feel high.
I know. You should.
That's that shit, yo. This is some real marijuana.
You should feel high. You should feel lightheaded and dizzy. Not dizzy, but just lightheaded and good. Elevated. Yeah, so the 4 to 8 count, what it does is it allows the lungs to totally expel themselves, and it allows the lungs to totally receive all the air that it would receive upon the inhale. And then what happens is when you inhale, this is the secret to inhaling. When you inhale, you give your inner organs a workout. All of your chakras line up if you deep breathe down to the lower abdomen. You see what I'm saying? If you deep breathe down there, and then it sets up, it aligns the spine, because once the lungs fill up with air, the spine have to adjust to the air-filled lungs. The heart have to adjust again to the air-filled lungs. The liver have to adjust, the spleen, everything in the body, even the sex organs draw in when you do this.
Wow.
So this is what happens. So you're giving the whole body a workout by taking a breath in correctly and then letting it relax. It's just like lifting weights and then putting them down, except for you breathing.
Okay. Thank you, Babylon. You're gonna do this for me every day on the show, boo. Thank you, baby.
That's right. My new name gonna be Prop Mavana.
You my nigga if you don't get no better. Y'all ready for the 9 ball? Let's get to it, man.
I'm ready.
Let's jump to it. We're going back to 9 equality, though. 17C. Okay, y'all? Y'all gang? You can't get through now? A lot of people can't get through on the call lines.
I can get to it first, Don. It take almost a minute for it to click in.
Yeah.
Oh, so you stayed on when you heard silence and then it rolled over?
Yeah.
I did too.
Okay, well stay on the line then now. Call back in Nefertiti, surviving the game. And he said it took him a minute for it to roll over. So, because I heard silence too. But I didn't know. Okay, there she go. Okay, damn. Are you in now? Turn down the show. Nefertiti, can you turn down the show? Oh, maybe that's not the show. Maybe those are your little midgets in the background.
Yeah, that was. Okay. Thank you. What's going on, Don? Everybody, what's up?
Honey, did you miss our breathing exercise, boo, so we could get in tune and breathe properly?
Yes, I did.
You didn't do the breathing with us?
I missed it all, Don.
Okay, one more time, Babylon. We got anybody who pushed one got to go through breathing first.
Okay, from the top, Neff. From the top, Neff, we're going to inhale on the 8 count and we're going to exhale on the 12 count. You ready? So when I say
ready,
inhale, start inhaling and I'm going to count to 8.
Okay.
Okay, everybody. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhale. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
That shit is feeling powerful, man.
All right.
I feel good. We feel high as fuck. Nigga, pass me that joint one more time. Let's do it one more time. This shit here calm your nerves, man. Do it one more time. Come on, one more time.
Okay. Everybody ready? Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhale. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Fuck yes.
I did that.
God damn,
on my lap.
buddy. Oh my God, this shit is fucking incredible, and it gets rid of thought too.
Yeah.
It get rid of you thinking and shit, y'all. That shit is fucking fine as fuck.
Brings your heart rate down too. That's good.
Yeah. I do that one time. I feel immediately relaxed. No bullshit.
Yeah. Damn, that's the shit. And you do feel high as fuck too, Trinity. I felt like I took, oh my God, it's like my marijuana centers in my brain just secreted. Like, yo, shit is fucking incredible. Y'all remember when I told you I fucked around and almost died off that Tylenol pill, right? And then Doc said that they just came out with an article saying that Tylenol opens the marijuana centers in your brain.
I ain't know that.
I know ain't nobody paid attention to that though. When I was telling y'all that, when I told Doc, I don't know, there's something going on. I think I'm overdosed. I think I'm gonna die. But yeah, he was like, well, they just did an article on Tylenol that it, you know what I'm saying, releases the marijuana centers of your brain or something, whatever the marijuana is at in your brain. Tylenol goes straight to that and releases that shit or open it up.
Mm-hmm.
Galactic scientist says stay away from pills, period. I agree, but I can't while I'm on my period. I get it. Stay away from pills, period. What the fuck is you niggas' excuses why you motherfuckers on pills? Shit. Okay. Y'all ready?
Yep.
Let's get into it. Cologne. All right, 17. Huh, babe? So what, Babylon?
I ain't saying nothing, though.
Okay.
That was
17C. Hold on. That's you, Trinity?
It was her telling me to be still.
Oh, she doing your hair?
Yes, my bad. I'm gonna mute my mic.
Okay, thank you. Here we go. 17C, 9, equality. We're going to start from the top. 9, equality is Ethiopian equality. Equality in general is one person or persons possessing something of the same amount or same value as another person or persons. Can somebody read that definition back to me, please? Read quickly. Anybody get that? In general, equality in general is one person or persons possessing something of the same amount or same value as another person or persons. But equality in particular is each race thinking, doing, and possessing what is inherent for it by nature.
All right.
In other words, each race on the planet is heir to the highest in nature in proportion to its richness by nature. Let's do that again. In other words, each race on the planet is heir. Is that heir or higher? Like, what the fuck is this? Like, who fucking writes English like this? Is it, how you spell it? Is it heir or higher? H-E-I-R? Ain't that heir? Don't you fucking hate English?
Yeah.
English bullshit. Okay, so in other words, each race on the planet is heir to the highest in nature in proportion to its richness by nature. That is to say, since the Ethiopian is richest in composition formula, the formula that grew the races, then it is heir to the most and richest properties in nature. Hello? That shit is powerful, right? By the same reason, since the Caucasian race is poorest of all the races in composition formula, then it is heir to the least and poorest properties in nature. Therefore, such is equality of the races by nature. Damn.
That's beautiful. I love that. That's what we were talking about yesterday. So our portion of equality, since we 9 ether and they 6 ether, working on 3, our portion is that much more than theirs. If they had 3, then we 3 times as much.
Right.
If they had 6, then we get 1/3 as much.
And that's why we were placed in the richest part of the planet Earth.
Mm-hmm.
And they wasn't. Ha, ha, ha. That's nature doing that. Let me see. That is to say, since the Ethiopian is richest in composition formula, and the formula is that which grew the race, which is us, then it is heir to the most and richest properties in nature. So, God damn, it says properties in nature. Do you understand that shit is powerful?
Yeah.
Then we are heir. We are to inherit the most richest properties in nature. Oh, wait.
Yep.
Not even just the planet Earth, the richest properties.
That's right.
23. The foregoing is scientifically true because if a being has a rich nature in makeup, physically or mentally or both, that being needs things in nature that match his or her composition. Well, this is scientifically true now. If a person has a rich nature in makeup, physically or mentally or both, that being needs things in nature that match his or her composition. If the being has a poor makeup, it needs properties in nature that match its composition. It may be put this way. Since the Ethiopian race's mental capacity is 999 of the perfect number 1,000, and the Caucasian race's mental capacity is only 333, we need and have the capacity for 3 times as much knowledge in quality and quantity than the Caucasian race. You want to rhyme that shit, right? Let's do that shit again.
Okay.
That means that we need and have the capacity for 3 times as much knowledge in quality and quantity than the Caucasian race. Since the Ethiopian's race mental capacity is 999 of the perfect number 1,000, and the Caucasian race's mental capacity is only 333, we need and have the capacity for 3 times as much knowledge in quality and quantity than the Caucasian race. So in other words, 999, or 9 to the 9th power of 9, information is required for our perfection of mind, and merely 333 information for Caucasians' perfection of mind. Thereby, we Ethiopians are capable of becoming 3 times as powerful as the Caucasian is in his perfection.
Wow. God damn.
We are capable of becoming 3 times as powerful as the Caucasian is in his perfection. However, Caucasian perfection is in death, and Ethiopian perfection is in life. This is some powerful shit, 23. I just want to say that.
I agree, Don.
Because it goes into compositions and perfection. What we just read. That shit is incredible. And natural properties.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing. You got anything you want to say?
Yeah, that we can, a Nubian, Ethiopian can hold 3 times as much love, 3 times as much soul, 3 times as much any property in the world. We should have 3 times as much land, 3 times as much food, 3 times as much everything that you see. At the highest height, we should have 3 times as much as
that. Exactly. Are capable of becoming 3 times as powerful as the Caucasian in his perfection. And his perfection is death, but our perfection is life. That's why it's really like no excuses. We just have to know that we are the inheritors of nature's properties, all of it. And our composition, be it wherever we at, what we do, what we into, should match. These person, places, and things should match our composition, our genetic makeup.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is some incredible shit. Okay, now we're at 24 now, number 24. Moreover, the mentally dead Ethiopian wants to be equal with the Caucasian. There we go. These are those the ones. That's what I'm saying. You see, there's a difference. We talk about that name, boo.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This really ain't for them. They're talking about them, and they're trying to keep us on track. So, shit. Okay, moreover, the mentally dead Ethiopian wants to be equal with the Caucasian, but no one in his right mind wants to be equal with the white man, because that means being an equal liar, an equal thief, equal slave master, equal murderer, equal vagabond in the earth, and an equal fugitive from justice with him. Equality, in particular, for a person or race means having what is due by nature. And this natural equality for the races is not necessarily equal in mount, quality, or degree. For instance, Africa is for us Africans at home and abroad, and Europe is for Caucasians at home and abroad. But the two continents are neither equal in size nor riches.
That's right.
Are neither equal in size nor riches. Oh, make you.
Where are the minerals at? Where are the natural precious stones at? Definitely ain't in Europe.
Nope.
So in other words, any Negro that believes that they can get equal rights or equal anything, equality from Caucasians, you might as well ask them motherfuckers, so you want your share of Purina Dog Chow too?
Right. They definitely not in the right mind. They are outside.
You want your share too? Is that what you're saying? You want some of your share of puppy chow. Okay. 25. Furthermore, real racial equality is not a status quo where the Caucasian respects and treats Ethiopians as he does his own kind, because this is false hope. For Caucasian nature will not allow him to really do this. Therefore, true racial equality is each race having necessary brain power to maintain its own proper survival and well-being. Social equality by nature is not one race intermingling with another to see how nice and friendly each can be or how well the race can miscegenate, but true social equality by nature is people of the same race intermingling with each other as equals without the class stigma. Whoa. In other words, everyone in the same race should be equal on social terms. Class levels came about through evolution and mankind. And that makes sense, because damn, I hate to keep drifting off into the zodiac, but you can tell that even in the zodiac, that's when the class levels came through. Because, oh, you're Sag. Oh, I don't fuck with Sag. Oh, you're this. Oh, I heard about you motherfuckers. Y'all sneaky. Oh, they ain't lying. Class levels came about through evolution and mankind. That's the zodiac. That's Leviathan. That's strong, ain't it, Trinity?
Yeah, that's it.
Because I tell a nigga right now, nigga tell me he a Leo, I be like, nigga, I can't trust you. Oh, nigga, I can't fuck with you. You fucking Leo, nigga?
That was good, especially the part about the race being able to mingle within ourselves.
And that's real social equality. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay, let's do it. Let's read it again. We'll read it again. Because that shit was good. Social equality by nature is not one race intermingling with another to see how nice and friendly each can be or how well the races can miscegenate. But true social equality by nature is people of the same race intermingling with each other as equal without the class stigma. So in other words, everyone in the same race should be equal on social terms. I totally agree with that shit.
That's right.
That's so fucking true. Damn, and they got us thinking that, damn, man, they did some strong fucking shit on us.
They did. They got these niggas to the point where they rather treat other races better, not only than their own race, but better than their own children. Case in point, if somebody got their child, they're going to demand that their child respect another race and ignore their own race on the same account. They'll let a cracker come up to their child. I didn't want to name no race, or Chinese, anybody. Come up to their child and say hey and speak. And if their child ignore the person, they'll make them speak. Let a black person come up and speak to their child the same fucking way, and they won't make a single fucking move to make the child do nothing. And that's how you know it's reverse racism. Because they just trying to impress other races and befriend other fucking races.
That is so fucking true. Damn. I've got me trying to goddamn have social equality with some other motherfucker. And I can't even goddamn have this shit with my own kind. Talking about social equality by nature is not one race intermingling with another to see how nice and friendly each can be.
I don't have anything against black people. I listen to black music.
Hey, I have white neighbors.
I know. And that's before you read something, you said something about proper survival.
Hey, I have 3 white friends on my social network. Say what, Babylon? And it's fucked up because I got more niggas and we can't have a goddamn great conversation on fucking Facebook. We got to fucking argue all the goddamn time. But not my 3 white friends. They just like my post and keep it moving. Yeah. So crazy shit, right?
Yeah.
But what does it say?
He said proper survival. And he said brain power. I thought that was very important.
Yes, sweetheart. Let me go back to it. It's a long one. There is no period in this one, so I do it slow. Okay. Furthermore, real racial equality is not a status quo where the Caucasians respects and treats Ethiopians as he does his own kind, because this is false hopes. For Caucasian nature will not allow him to really do this. Therefore, that's a strong statement within itself. Let's go back. Real racial equality is not a status quo where the Caucasian respects and treats Ethiopians as he does his own kind, because this is false hopes. For Caucasian nature will not allow him to really do this. Therefore, racial equality is each race having necessary brain power to maintain its own proper survival and well-being.
Now that's deep.
Because he is not going to treat us as if it's not even, you can't do it, not even their nature. That's what it's saying right here. Real racial equality is not a status quo where the Caucasian respects and treats your ass like he does his own kind. That's some false hope. That's a nigga mind and fucking Cartoon Network. That's some La La Land bullshit. That's Disney World.
That's the dream of the Moors. The Moorish sound simple. That's their dream. They 3/5 of a man, and their whole thing is built around becoming equal with the white man and having equal rights and not being called a regular nigga.
That's some strong shit. You ready, baby?
Yep.
26.
Yeah.
We in 26,
hey,
y'all.
Don, I just want to say this, though. The proper survival is based on what, Don?
The proper survival, baby, is that we have to have each race having necessary brain power.
That's
brain power to maintain its own proper survival.
Yeah.
And well-being. Each race having necessary brain power to maintain its own proper survival. And technically, all the races does with the exception of our race.
Absolutely. I agree, Don.
Because they got a lot of brain power. They look 333 of each of every last one of them motherfuckers. They come together to maintain their own proper survival and well-being. That is, but oh my God. Oh, we can't do it. Because that's that social equality shit.
Yes, we can. Yeah, I'm with you on that, Tom.
Yeah, it makes it difficult. Like, you know, what are we going to do without them? Right. How are we going to think? How are we going to know what to eat? How are we going to know what clothes to wear? How are we going to know what to fucking say? Right. What are we going to fucking do without them?
Right. When
they got the brains. White supremacy. Say it, Nasut.
Especially when you see them in those eyes.
Say it, Nasut. Say it. White power.
Fuck white supremacy.
Yeah, baby. That's the first thing. Goddamn, we tell niggas, man, let's all come together and let's think. Let's figure this shit out. Niggas be like, how we gonna do that without him? He's gonna come in and he's gonna dismantle us. We can't come together. They're gonna come in and dismantle us. They're gonna break us up. Damn. 26. No, let me go back one more time. That motherfucker say.
Nothing's trying to say something, Don.
Nobody saying shit. All she was gonna talk about is her playing basketball. Necessary brain power to maintain its own.
Okay.
Then we're gonna go back and say that was what I was talking about. Because like in basketball, we had to do that. We had to put our brains together.
Okay. Go ahead, Don.
I'm just bullshitting now. Come on.
No, I'm good. Go ahead. Continue. Let's go.
You know, I went to Prestige College, Berkeley. Fuck niggas.
Let's go, man. Come on. 26.
Berkeley. Fuck niggas. Y'all heard them say that shit today. Did y'all tell me y'all heard them say that shit on Surviving the Game? Like, you know, I went to a prestige college. I went to 3 top prestige college. Fuck niggas. Did y'all remember that shit? Oh, yeah, she said that today. I think it was today or yesterday.
I didn't say that. Come on. If you're going to quote me, you got to do that shit right now.
Well, help me quote you. What'd you say?
Right. What I said was, even niggas who go to these top programs, I said I went to a prestige university, something that's considered prestige.
She said 3 prestige universities. She said 3. I was coming in, and mind you, niggas listen when they take their best shit. I was taking the shit listening to you. So you know I was all his.
I said 2, not 3. I won't even do 2. But I said that shit ain't no different.
Okay, Galactic Scientist said it was today. It was today. They'll said I went to 3 prestigious colleges, mother. She said, fuck niggas.
So I did that.
Fuck niggas. What? Fuck niggas. But go ahead now. What you was gonna say though, for real, about the before we move to 26?
I lost my train of thought.
No, you didn't. Trust me, it's gotta come back because I know it's for us.
It'll come back. I lost my train of thought.
Yeah, Steph Goddard said you was yelling certified hoe. Fuck niggas.
What is wrong? What's wrong with y'all?
That's like a nigga coming amongst us. You know, that's like me saying, you know, first of all, I just got to put this on record. I dropped the fuck out. Fuck niggas. Graduated from Homer University, the most prestigious, realest motherfucking campus on the planet. Fuck niggas.
Let me put this in the proper context because now I feel like orange too. I'm being projected in terrible light. What I said was, I said that when these universities is not different than three hots in a cot. I said even these so-called prestigious schools, I went to so-called two of them. It ain't no different. The lunchroom is the same bullshit. That's the comparison I was making.
No, honey, you didn't make no fucking comparison like that. Never go back and listen to Never surviving the game.
Oh, man. Come on,
Never
Galactic.
not comparing the goddamn thing. Never's like this. Let me tell you
Galactic.
motherfuckers something. See, this is what I'm saying. These motherfuckers, like, don't get me wrong. I went to the top 3 prestigious colleges, okay, in fucking Berkeley, having to be one of them. Fuck niggas.
Galactic, ain't that what I said? Come on, man. Who was in here this morning who got a good memory? God damn it.
You know I got a good memory.
On.
I told you I was taking the shit. I was listening.
Well, that's not what it said. Look, can we move forward, please?
Yeah,
you're
right.
Right now, please. Yeah. I don't want
class level came from. Let's say the last words together. Now, if you got it in front of you, let's do it together. Class
level
came about through evolution, and mankind.
That's right.
So you got to stop goddamn using class stigmas on us now.
Come on. Like I said, I'm born soon. I just feel like this is being projected on me. I ain't never did
Babylon, don't never be using class stigmas on us doing us surviving the game. Don't you be putting us down.
No, you know Neff.
Thank you. If anything, I'm getting proud. Come on, man.
Babylon too slick, nigga. You fucking too slick.
That's why he that Georgia boy. If anything, I'm always getting clown.
Well, clown is different from class stigma, Neff. Don't try to pass the buck over here. You be class stigmatizing us.
No.
Okay.
I'm the one who always get called Valley Girl and shit like that.
Because you be class stigmatizing us.
Call me, I ain't a real nigga. Come on.
I mean, Nev, come on, think about it.
Yeah, let's think about it.
I mean, what nigga grows their own food? So you know you ain't a real nigga. That's showing right the fucking there.
Oh man. Come on, let's get back to
get a point on that one though, for real.
No, what? She get a point on that one.
You know it, man. I mean, come on now.
Now, you a nigga now, you the only nigga I know that grow their own food.
And all the other niggas is just trying.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I be seeing leaves and weeds and shit. The nigga be showing up. You know what I'm saying? Never be having food on us.
Never already got her shit on the plate. These niggas that goddamn just trying to fucking grow a stem, calling her shit.
Milk boxes in the window and shit.
Come on, let's go. Let's move on. I'm not gonna say nothing the rest of the show. Come on, this is some bullshit. Come on.
Hey, come on, now, laugh, honey. You got a baby on the way.
I know. Don't remind me. Let's go.
See, now, I told you, man, you can't even laugh. When the last time you been to a goddamn comedy show?
Not never.
Okay, Valley Girl. Valley Girl don't go to comedy shows.
Come on, Don.
Okay, I'm sorry. Now, I'm class
Thank you, Galactic.
See, this is the problem with us right now. We don't really have social equality among our own races.
See, okay. I like the Galactic said Neff is educated with a ghetto twist. Ghetto twist. Come on.
Okay, John.
Yeah, Trinity. Trinity getting her hair locked. Next to a chick that getting her weave done. They have social equality.
That's a good example.
Man.
What you got, Trinity?
I just step back down. I was listening, but not really.
Okay. Hey, newbie. Newbie in this bitch. What's good with you, newbie? Come on in, boo. We be in the fridge. Okay, here we go. We at 26. Let's get back to our social equality. Races are not supposed to intermingle on a social basis because this is prelude to destruction of the races through miscegenation. Did y'all hear that shit?
I agree.
Did anybody fucking hear that shit other than that Babylon? Races are not supposed to intermingle on a social basis because this is a prelude to destruction of the races through miscegenation. If the races have business together, let it end there and keep the races pure as possible, God damn it. By keeping the races pure of mind and pure of kind helps to keep them equal to the degree they should be by nature. God damn it.
Yep. Right knowledge.
Damn. That motherfucker say, if the races have business together, let it end now.
Yeah.
Don't be going to they weddings and shit now.
So I now what was that? I missed that.
I know you did. Goddamn, don't have to say your name.
In other words, never stop going out on white folk weddings.
I've been to one white folk wedding in my entire life.
They only get married once a lifetime anyway.
And that was only for pure business purposes. Come on.
That was not
I didn't
business.
want to go to that damn wedding. I didn't want to go to that damn wedding.
Going to a motherfucking wedding ain't business. I gotta let Doc read this too. Because this nigga he got them have business with the motherfuckers, then go eat crab legs with the motherfuckers after that. Let me call this nigga.
That's
fucking educated Negroes. You educated Negroes are fucking impossible for us to come together. Let me call this nigga. Hold on, let me bring in Newbie. Ooh, Doc Lucky. Newbie just push one. Come on in, Newbie. Give me a mic check.
Hotep.
Hotep.
What's up? Good evening.
Hey, Newbie.
How's everyone doing tonight?
Hey, Newbie, you be going to state little fucking weddings and shit, Newbie.
Who? You got the wrong brother.
Oh, you black
you
today?
Got the wrong brother.
I forgot you black on Tuesdays.
I don't do weddings or funerals.
You do birthday parties?
Nope.
Yep.
Okay. Read that part again. It's my favorite part. Somebody put that shit on my Facebook. If the races have business together, if the races have business together, let it end there.
That just sounds so smooth, that right?
That shit smooth as fuck, ain't it?
Yeah.
Let it end there.
I agree.
Steph Goddard said, "Dog, this some Ku Klux Klan shit. I'm all for it. That's why I like the Ku Klux Klan. But them motherfuckers like us, see, that's the problem. They be lying and shit."
Nah, because this different because this ain't based on racism or hate. The Ku Klux Klan, they separation is based on racism and hate. This separation is based on science and knowledge
and nature,
preservation and nature.
That's referred to as right racism. And
this is right racism.
Yeah, right racism.
Yeah. Let me reread that part again. Races are not supposed to intermingle on a social basis because this is a prelude to destruction of the races through miscegenation. If the races have business together, let it end there.
Yeah, I don't know if they understand what he's saying though, Don, before he get there though. I think I'm saying though, like, okay, in other words, a Nubian, my daughters ain't got no business at a Ricky Martin concert. They may start liking Ricky Martin's. I'm not fucking Ricky Martin. I don't
I'm in
look
a dilemma
like
that right now with my fucking child.
Yeah.
She wants me to get her tickets to go see Katy Perry.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
Eminem is her god of hip hop. And Tupac ain't shit but old Negro spiritual rapper in her book.
Right.
See.
And I just wanted to put this on record, Don, real quick. Because I recall, since you was clowning me, I didn't even see none of the vows during that wedding. We was real niggas. We just showed up to the reception.
Oh, you gonna prove y'all real niggas just by showing up to the reception? That doesn't make you a real nigga now by coming to the reception.
We was in the room with our children. We came.
Don't punk out now, Neff. Don't punk out now.
No vows or nothing.
Oh, look at Newbie. You got your educated Negro backing you today.
That's right.
Yeah.
Come on, Babylon. We outnumbered.
I bet Newbie will go to a graduation, Don. He's smart like that. He'll go to
and he'll bring a gift.
Yeah, I got jokes tonight. Huh?
All right. So if the races have business, if the races have business together, let it in there. And keep the races pure as possible. By keeping the races pure of the mind, by keeping the races pure of mind and pure of kind helps to keep them equal to the degree they should be by nature.
Mm-hmm.
Economic equality does not mean one race should possess the same material things the other has. For Ethiopians are much richer by nature than Caucasians, meaning Ethiopians' economic potential, as in Africa, is much greater than that of Caucasian Europe. Hence, real economic equality for Ethiopians is having the same wealth in common in our own economic system. I agree.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how can you disagree with that shit? Because we ain't.
That's the commonwealth.
Yeah.
What's dealing with nature once again, by nature.
Yeah. Real economic equality is for having, real economic equality for Ethiopians is having the same wealth in common in our own economic system. So now if you got to share half of that big ass TV y'all got, cut that bitch in half and give me the other half.
All right, not a problem.
You're so sweet.
25.5. Let's get it. Have no problem with that. And
yeah, because we're dealing with equality here. This shit for real, yo. Like it all makes sense. Like, and that's we have to be equal amongst ourselves. This some other shit here.
That's right.
27. By same wealth in common, we mean necessities of life all Ethiopians have access to as we need them and in the amount we need them. That is to say, each draw from the wealth in common in the amount of his or her natural responsibilities. One may have more natural responsibility than another and thereby need more. But if one eats well, we all eat well. If one has a nice place to sleep, we all have a nice place to sleep. And if one has nice clothes to wear, we all have nice attire to wear. Michael Jordan, Bill Cosby, Oprah Winfrey, you fuck niggas. This topic You fucking Berkeley ass motherfuckers. You Cornell West University ass Negro. Harvard niggas.
That's right. Yale, Princeton.
Ass niggas.
Yeah.
Hollywood ass niggas. Warner Brother ass niggas. YouTube ass niggas. So deaf ass niggas. Motherfuckers. Sorry. Had to get that shit out.
You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension, a dimension of sound, a dimension of sight, a dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've just crossed over into the Don Nicoleone Show.
Oh, yeah. Y'all already know what time it is. The moment that you've been waiting for. The one that you've been waiting to hear. The one that calls the call, that calls the effect. Put your hands together for the baddest bitch in El Cologne. God, Nicoleone.
Cologne. I'm in the love of the all, and all love is in me. I am a part of the all, and the all is a part of me. I am one with the all, and the all is one with me. I can succeed as a part of the all and fail as an individual. I can be all that I wish in the all as long as my wish is to stay in the all. I'm never alone. The all is, I am. The all can, I can. The all does, I do. Hello.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Hope y'all enjoyed that first hour, man. That's 9-ball equality, I think. Yeah, 9-ball equality. Behind the 9-ball Don Nicoleone with Don Nicoleone, 9 equality. That's what it's called. I said 9-ball equality. 9 equality. My bad, man. Welcome to the Don Nicoleone Show. And for the record, still ain't got no goddamn computer, so which means I'll be standing or walking throughout the duration of this show, ladies and gentlemen. So bear with Don Nicoleone. Great day to everybody tuning in to the Don Nicoleone Show. So shout out to the callers, man. Y'all need to call in number. Call-in number is 425-569-5274 or 515-605-9828. Also, got to show some love to everybody over there in the after party. Great day to y'all. Special shout out to every last one of y'all. Biggie D, Brian Orion, She-Dot Mechanic, Awana Shanae, Miss Hudson, Nick Bet, the Vulture Goddess, Sister Zena, Sweet Oshun, Taekwondo. Hope all is well with y'all. One time for everybody over there on Lockdown Radio again. What's up, Elise in the building? Sister X4, Sister Zena, anybody else over there? Man, throw some lines up. All right. I want to play some things for a minute. Just, I think I'm gonna call this show. I had a name for it for the day, but it's gone now. But yeah, I want to play some clips. I do. I really do. I want to play some clips. And first, First what? Oh, first things first. I joined this group. It's not a group on Facebook, but I follow this page. It's called Audit the Audit. Okay, Audit the Audit. Anybody familiar with that on Facebook? They're probably on YouTube too. I'm not sure, but Audit the Audit. And I think it is very important, that we realize something about what we're about to play. I learned a lot watching it since I don't have fucking another computer, so I was just watching videos all on my damn phone and shit last night, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna share this shit. I want y'all to see this, okay? And I want us to be able to have a intellectual conversation about these things. And take notes, and I'll share y'all my thoughts, you know, what I've learned, what I was hearing in my head, what I need to be doing, and what I don't need to be doing. Okay, but anyway, none of that makes sense. I'm just babbling. So give me a second. Let me open up some pages. Give y'all some cam action over there in the after party. Great day to y'all once again. What up, Bingy? Okay, this is Audit the Audit, okay? All right, I'm going to go to the very first one. We're going to go to the very first one. We're going to get
Ground's wet. It's been raining. You're going over 80 miles an hour on this type of a road. That's
all right. Now, this is Audit the Audit. 2 Georgia females lost their job for being over eager. Check it out.
Step out of the vehicle for me. Put the phone down. Why am I doing that? Because, ma'am, you're driving entirely too fast for conditions. You put a lot of people's lives in jeopardy, okay?
On April 7th, 2018, Officer Courtney Brown and Officer Christy Wilson of the Roswell Police Department pulled over Georgia resident Sarah Webb for allegedly speeding on her way to work.
Stay in the car.
Sorry, my window doesn't hold.
Officer Brown, Roswell Police Department. You know how fast you were just going, ma'am?
I'm so sorry. I'm late for work.
Turn off the car and pass me the keys, please. The ground's wet. It's been raining. You're going over 80 miles an hour on this type of a road. That's reckless driving, ma'am. She was going like almost 90 down 92. Oh, really? She flew past me. I had to get up to 90 to catch her. I'm gonna take her probably for reckless. I don't have any speed detections at the same time, but
here, Officer Brown admits that she was not equipped with any speed detection devices. In Georgia, individuals can be convicted of speeding or reckless driving based purely on an officer's visual estimate of their speed. In the 1992 case of Brown versus State, the Court of Appeals of Georgia determined that an officer's testimony of his visual estimate of the defendant's speed was legally sufficient to support a speeding conviction. Opinion testimony of an eyewitness may be used to establish speed, its credibility being for the jury to determine, and such evidence is sufficient to authorize a jury to conclude that the speeding laws have been violated. A court would almost certainly find that Officer Brown's testimony regarding her visual estimation of Ms. Webb's speed was sufficient evidence to sustain a conviction for speeding and possibly reckless driving. Although a jury...
Y'all hear that shit? Them motherfuckers just lie. Like, man, you were doing 1,000 miles per hour. I'm pulling you the fuck over. You getting a ticket for this, and you going to jail. And I'm going to win as a goddamn cop in the state of Georgia. Goddamn it. You hear this shit, Awana? Yeah. Let's rewind the law. And this what I realized is, man, you know, you gotta find your damn retarded ass laws in your states. Yeah, they can fucking embellish. They can exaggerate. Are you fucking kidding me? Let's do it again. Let's rewind that part about Georgia law real quick. Hold up. Based on purely here Officer Brown admits that she was not equipped.
She was not equipped with any speed detection devices. In Georgia, individuals can be convicted of speeding or reckless driving based purely on an officer's visual estimate of their speed. In the 1992 case of Brown versus State, the Court of Appeals of Georgia determined that an officer's testimony of his visual estimate of the defendant's speed was legally sufficient to support a speeding conviction. Opinion testimony of an eyewitness may be used to establish speed, its credibility being for the jury to determine, and such evidence is sufficient to authorize a jury to conclude that the speeding laws have been violated.
You know what? They need to change that shit. If they haven't, they need to, because, you know, y'all know that depending on the color of the car, it makes it look like it's going faster. Did y'all know that? You know what I'm saying? Depending on, like, red, get a red car, you could be doing 55, man. Somebody won't swear you doing goddamn 85 in a red goddamn car. They need to change that shit.
The court would almost certainly find that Officer Brown's testimony regarding her visual estimation of Ms. Webb's speed was sufficient evidence to sustain a conviction for speeding and possibly reckless driving. Although a jury could find that her admission that she did not know the exact speed made her testimony less credible.
You can use the fact that you were going whatever speed and she went past you. Mm-hmm. It's on camera, so you're going to have a back speed. You're going to have the fact that you went 90 to catch up to her.
Who's that?
A head, R tail.
Officer Wilson pulls up a coin flip app on her phone and states, quote, A head, R tail, meaning that if the coin lands on heads, then Ms. Webb should be arrested. But if the coin lands on tails, she should be released. Regardless of the
you. It's on camera, so you're gonna have a back speed. You're gonna have the fact that you went 90 to catch up to her.
Who's that?
A head, R tail.
Officer Wilson pulls up a coin flip app on her phone and states, quote, A head, R tail, meaning that if the coin lands on heads, then Ms. Webb should be arrested. But if the coin lands on tails, she should be released. Regardless of the result, Officer Brown would have been within her authority to arrest Ms. Webb under both Georgia law and the U.S. Constitution. In the 2001 case of Atwater versus City of Lago Vista, the Supreme Court held that, quote, if an officer has probable cause to believe that an individual has committed even a very minor criminal offense in his presence, he may, without violating the Fourth Amendment, arrest the offender. The Roswell Police Department Policy and Procedures Manual, on the other hand, does not specifically limit traffic arrests, but it does require that, quote, whenever appropriate, an officer should use alternatives to physical arrest by issuing citations. However, by deciding whether to arrest Ms. Webb based on a coin flip, the officers likely violated another section of the Roswell Manual, which states that, quote, police officers, having a position of trust and civic responsibility, should so conduct themselves as to merit the confidence and respect of the public and fellow officers. The policy also requires that officers, quote, conduct themselves in such a manner as to reflect a favorable image on themselves and the Roswell Police Department. Members will consider it their duty to be of service to the general public and to render that service in a kind, considerate, and patient manner.
Is it reckless?
Yeah, you can do reckless. And then speeding, and you're just gonna have to mark the pace one instead of the.
I mean, either way, the speed limit here is what, 45? I haven't done one like speeding like that, so that's why I'm a little bit unsure.
You're gonna do the patrol vehicle spot, and then it's gonna ask you for moving or not moving, and you're gonna do moving.
Can you help me do these dang tickets? My CAD won't even log me in. All right, I'm gonna go. Yeah. All right, ma'am. Do me a favor. Step out of the vehicle for me. Put the phone down.
Why would you
phone down? Step out of the vehicle. Turn around. Put your hands behind your back. Because, ma'am, you're driving entirely too fast for conditions. You put a lot of people's lives in jeopardy, okay? Do me a favor. Step over here. My patrol vehicle. Have a seat for me. We're going to buckle you in, okay? Alpha 1, can you please start me at 85?
Here, Officer Brown begins searching Ms. Webb's vehicle. While officers cannot search an individual's vehicle based solely on a traffic violation, there are many instances where officers may conduct warrantless searches of vehicles. First, it's essential to remember that officers can always search a vehicle with its owner's consent, and they do not need probable cause to request permission to search. As the Supreme Court first held in the 1925 case of Carroll versus the United States, officers can also conduct warrantless searches of automobiles based on probable cause to believe that the vehicle contained evidence of a crime without violating the Fourth Amendment. Similarly, in the 1991 case of California versus Acevedo, the Supreme Court concluded that officers can search closed containers inside of vehicles without a warrant if the search is supported by probable cause. However, in this situation, it appears that Officer Brown was actually taking an inventory of the items in the vehicle in preparation for it to be towed. In the 1976 case of South Dakota versus Opperman, the Supreme Court explained that, quote, when vehicles are impounded, local police departments generally follow a routine practice of securing and inventorying the automobile's contents. These procedures developed in response to three distinct needs: the protection of the owner's property while it remains in police custody, the protection of the police against claims or disputes over lost or stolen property, and the protection of the police from potential danger. For this reason, when officers searched and inventoried an impound...
Wait a minute, I got distracted. I got to learn this shit now. Hold on, let's rewind it back. Shit, I missed all that. Hold up, let's do it again.
Here, Officer Brown begins searching Ms. Webb's vehicle. While officers cannot search an individual's vehicle based solely on a traffic violation, there are many instances where officers may conduct warrantless searches of vehicles. First, it's essential to remember that officers can always search a vehicle with its owner's consent, and they do not need probable cause to request permission to search. As the Supreme Court first held in the 1925 case of Carroll versus the United States, officers can also conduct warrantless searches of automobiles based on probable cause to believe that the vehicle contained evidence of a crime without violating the Fourth Amendment. Similarly, in the 1991 case of California versus Acevedo, the Supreme Court concluded that officers can search closed containers inside of vehicles without a warrant if the search is supported by probable cause. However, in this situation, it appears that Officer Brown was actually taking an inventory of the items in the vehicle in preparation for it to be towed. In the 1976 case of South Dakota versus Opperman, the Supreme Court explained that, quote, when vehicles are impounded, local police departments generally follow a routine practice of securing and inventorying the automobile's contents. These procedures developed in response to three distinct needs: the protection of the owner's property while it remains in police custody, the protection of the police against claims or disputes over lost or stolen property, and the protection of the police from potential danger. For this reason, when officers searched and inventoried an impounded vehicle, the court concluded that, quote, in following standard police procedures prevailing throughout the country and approved by the overwhelming majority of courts, the conduct of the police was not unreasonable under the Fourth Amendment. Here, the Roswell Police Department Policy and Procedures Manual mandates that, quote, members of this department will inventory and document the contents of every vehicle being impounded. Because Officer Brown appeared to be complying with this policy when searching Ms. Webb's vehicle, a court would probably conclude that this search was constitutional.
Take your phone with you. Now your makeup bags and all that. Is it okay to leave those in the car? You can make a phone call, but that's all you can do. If you want to call them, you're allowed to call them. But okay. Give me 1 second, I'll let you call them, okay?
Ms. Webb was arrested and charged with going too fast for conditions and reckless driving, but the charges were later dropped. On July 18, 2018, Roswell Police Chief Rusty Grant denounced the officer's behavior in a video statement posted on Facebook and stated that the department was conducting a, quote, top-down assessment of the department and bringing in an outside consultant to perform an audit. On July 26, 2018, Officer Brown and Officer Wilson were both fired after the internal investigation was completed. Overall, Officer Brown and Officer Wilson get an F for exercising poor discretion by choosing to arrest Ms. Webb instead of citing her for speeding, violating several aspects of departmental policy and general policing standards, and for...
You see that shit? That lets you know you gotta fucking know your department policy standards. And what the fuck else? You gotta know all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you fucking like, what the fuck? Hold on, let me hear that.
For exercising poor discretion by choosing to arrest Ms. Webb instead of citing her for speeding, violating several aspects of departmental policy and general policing standards, and for demonstrating
general policing standards, man. Y'all gotta know all of that. Who would have thought them bitches was wrong? A lot of people probably didn't even know goddamn these cops was wrong as fuck for that shit because they don't know them policies.
Character and an overall questionable ethical aptitude. There is no doubt that a majority of Officer Brown's conduct was lawful. However, it could certainly be argued that while Officer Brown's actions didn't necessarily violate the law, there are serious ethical questions to be raised about hinging the decision to arrest someone on the flip of a coin. A large part of police work is making the most reasonable and ethical decision possible within the bounds of an officer's authority. Most officers are required to take the law enforcement oath of honor along with their oaths to the federal and state constitution. The oath of honor explicitly promotes accountability and maintaining high ethical standards, and officers who neglect to consider the ethicality of their decisions are essentially betraying this oath and failing to fulfill half of their job description. Officer Brown and Officer Wilson demonstrated behavior that trivialized the social and financial impact of being arrested and diminished the department's relationship with its community. And I commend the Roswell Police Department for taking the appropriate action to address their officers' misconduct. As for Ms. Webb, I cannot rightfully issue a grade to an individual who had no control over the dynamics or outcome of this interaction at any point. When Officer Brown initially approached Ms. Webb and informed her that she was traveling over 80 miles per hour, it seemed to genuinely shock her. and Officer Brown later admitted that she didn't really know how fast Ms. Webb was going. This brings the entire stop into question, and there is an argument to be made that no verifiable evidence exists to show that this stop was initiated on a lawful basis. Ultimately, all the charges against Ms. Webb were dropped, and although she was visibly upset in the body camera footage, her ability to remain calm and compliant likely contributed to her charges being dismissed. I commend Ms. Webb for carrying herself well throughout the interaction and for following up the encounter with the proper channel of complaint.
That was good right there. Y'all learned something? Did y'all learn something on that right there? I learned something right there. Okay. Y'all want to hear another one? Y'all want to see another one? The back said if she was a black lady, will they be reprimanded? You know what I was thinking about? If those cops were male white cops, would they be reprimanded? I was thinking on the white female cop side, because they're white females, and remember, white women are treated as Negroes. You know what I'm saying? Less than everybody else. So you know what I'm saying? So yeah, they, you know, the bitches. You're talking about affirmative action, boy. I tell you. So so that's what went to my mind. Like, goddamn, I wonder if there were some white boys that flipped coins and did that whole ass shit, would they be reprimanded? You know what I'm saying? I wasn't even thinking about the goddamn chick they pulled over, because you know, it's a brotherhood. It's a fraternal order. Fraternal means men. It's a fraternal order. You know, so that's what I was thinking. Y'all want to watch another one? Y'all learn anything? Let me see if I can get y'all another one. Hold up. See if I got some more for you. You want another one, Miss Hudson? All right. What up, Awana? Hold up. All right. That was that one. Okay. Here's one. Remaining silent is not always enough.
That's not
problem. You get to learn a lot, man. Get some pen and paper.
We have probable cause. What is your probable cause? We got a complaint that we got that's the red. That's not probable cause, sir.
On June 5th, 2015, private investigator and First Amendment activist Michael Hoffman was working a case in Jacksonville, Florida that required him to conduct surveillance on an individual and follow her to several locations. After the target apparently called the police and accused Mr. Hoffman of stalking her, he was pulled over while driving by an officer with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office.
Now we get to meet one another. How are you doing? What's going on with you following? Are you an investigator of some sort?
Can I ask why you pulled me over, sir?
I pulled you over because the young ladies came over there and said you've been following her since she left the airport yesterday. So I want to know who you are.
Have I committed a crime?
No, but I'm conducting an investigation. Have you been following that young lady? I mean, if you're an investigator, investigate away. But if you're somebody harassing her or stalking her, that's against the law. Me pulling you over to find out who you are is me doing my job.
Am I free to go?
No, you are not. Not until I find out who you are. I'm conducting an investigation. You have your driver's license, registration, and proof of insurance on you?
Have you?
And y'all know so far when I've been watching all these vids, since I only have one computer and that's on the treadmill desk. So when they say I'm conducting an investigation over and over again, at this point, if you start to say anything against that, that's when they get you for interfering with a police investigation, like obstruction of justice and shit like that. That's why they're using those words. I'm conducting an investigation. I'm conducting an investigation. I'm conducting an investigation. You know what I'm saying? Even if they pull you over for speeding, not you, not none of y'all, because I don't want that shit to happen to you motherfuckers. But even if they pull someone over for speeding, right? And then let's say me, you, and the bed in the car, Miss Hudson. And y'all are passengers and I'm driving. You know what I'm saying? And so it just want to talk to Nick Bet and y'all and you, Miss Hudson. And I interrupt, like, what they got to do with anything? I'm the one driving. Well, I'm conducting an investigation. I'm conducting an investigation. They'll say that on any and every goddamn thing. This shit interesting because the moment you don't comply, it's like now they can get your ass for interfering in a police investigation. That shit. This is important, man. You can't trust these fucking humans. They split with the shit. That's why you got to be 19 steps ahead of their ass. Here you go. I'm conducting an investigation.
You have your driver's license, registration, and proof of insurance on you?
Have you pulled me for a traffic violation, sir?
No, sir, I've already explained that to you. Now, you can play the back and forth rigmarole all you want to. I've explained to you why I pulled you over.
Okay, and you didn't have PC. I'm not suspected of committing a crime.
The probable cause is that you've been following this young lady. And she
Do you know that, sir? Did you see that? Did you see that, deputy?
You came back by. Why'd you come back by?
I don't have to answer questions.
Okay, you don't have to answer questions. Okay? You do have to identify yourself, sir.
Sir, if you suspect me of committing a crime or about to commit a crime, I have to identify myself. You have no probable cause to pull me for a traffic violation. I asked you why you pulled me.
Because the young lady said that you've been following her since yesterday.
So you believe everything everyone says to you?
Mr. Hoffman verbally announces that he was not going to speak without legal counsel present, invoking his Fifth Amendment privilege against self-incrimination. In the 2013 case of Salinas versus Texas, the Supreme Court held that, quote, a suspect who stands mute has not done enough to put police on notice that he is relying on his Fifth Amendment privilege. The court additionally concluded that because the Fifth Amendment did not create an unqualified right to remain silent, a suspect's silence during questioning can be used against them as evidence of their guilt. After Mr. Hoffman
Yeah, wait. Slow the fuck down on this. See, this shit is important. Don't forget, y'all got a whole new motherfucker on the Supreme Court right now. You got to keep up with this shit, man. Ignorance of the law is no excuse. And that's even for the motherfuckers that's so-called enforcing it. Here we go. Mr. Hoffman verbally announces that he was not going. Hold on, let's take it back real quick. I asked you why you pulled me over.
Because the young lady said that you've been following her since yesterday.
So you believe everything everyone says to you?
Mr. Hoffman verbally announces that he was not going to speak without legal counsel present, invoking his Fifth Amendment privilege against self-incrimination. In the 2013 case of Salinas versus Texas, the Supreme Court held that, quote, a suspect who stands mute has not done enough to put police on notice that he is relying on his Fifth Amendment privilege. The court additionally concluded that because the Fifth Amendment did not create an unqualified right to remain silent, a suspect's silence during questioning can be used against them as evidence of their guilt. After Mr. Hoffman.
Because you ain't saying shit, even though you have the right to remain silent. Anything could be, what do you say? Anything you say can be held against you or some old shit in the court of law. But let's hear that Fifth Amendment again. Hold up. Because they saying even in remaining silent, you are suspected as guilty. What the fuck? What the fuck? What up, B? It's good with you, Brian? Y'all see this shit? What the fuck? What the fuck?
Privilege. The court additionally concluded that because the Fifth Amendment did not create an unqualified versus Texas, the Supreme Court held that, quote, a suspect who stands mute has not done enough to put police on notice that he is relying on his Fifth Amendment privilege. The court additionally concluded that because the Fifth Amendment did not create an unqualified right to remain silent, a suspect's silence during questioning can be used against them as evidence of their guilt. After Mr. Hoffman.
Oh, this is why this video is named Remaining Silent is Not Always Enough. That's the title of this video on Audit the Audit. Remaining silent is not always enough. God damn. And that's the Fourth Amendment, right? Yeah, I plead. Is that the Fifth or the Fourth? I plead the Fifth. I plead the Fourth. Whatever the fuck. You know what the fuck I'm trying to say. Goddamn right to be.
Qualified right to remain silent. A suspect's silence during questioning can be used against them as evidence of their guilt. After Mr. Hoffman invoked his Fifth Amendment rights, the officer told him to bring his legal counsel to the...
plead the Fifth. Yeah, that's plead the Fifth. So he revoked his Fifth Amendment right. Did y'all hear that? Did y'all get that? Come on now, talk to me, Jesus.
Against them as evidence of their guilt. After Mr. Hoffman invoked his Fifth Amendment rights, the officer told him to bring his legal...
Wait, invoke. Wait. Oh, invoke.
After Mr. Hoffman invoked his Fifth Amendment rights, the officer told him to bring his legal counsel to the scene so that he could be questioned. However, officers cannot require citizens to produce legal counsel so they can question them during a Terry stop. As the Supreme Court explained in the 1984 case of Berkemer versus McCarty, during a Terry stop, quote, the officer may ask the detainee a moderate number of questions to determine his identity and to try to obtain information confirming or dispelling the officer's suspicions. But the detainee is not obliged to respond, and unless the detainee's answers provide the officer with probable cause to arrest him, he must then be released. Therefore, Mr. Hoffman was completely with the detainee's answers provide the officer is not obliged information questions to determine the case of Berkemer versus McCarty during a Terry stop, quote, the officer may ask the detainee a moderate number of questions to determine his identity and to try to obtain information confirming or dispelling the officer's suspicions. But the detainee is not obliged to respond, and unless the detainee's answers provide the officer with probable cause to arrest him, he must then be released. Therefore, Mr. Hoffman was completely within his rights to refuse to answer questions, and as long as there was no probable cause to make an arrest, Mr. Hoffman should have been released after a brief detention.
I'm conducting an investigation.
Okay. Will you conduct right away, sir? At this point in time, I elect to not say anything. I elect to speak to say anything without having my attorney present. That would be Eric Friday.
Call him. Tell him to come up here. We're at the 80.
Okay, they said that nigga ain't supposed to have, what do you say, the cops, according to the law. The nigga said, get your lawyer then, motherfucker. Tell him to come up the 1800 block. Fucking stupid shit, man. Man,
and as long as there was no probable cause to make an arrest, Mr. Hoffman should have been released after a brief detention.
I'm conducting an investigation.
Okay. Will you conduct right away, sir? At this point in time, I elect to not say anything. I elect to speak to say anything without having my attorney present. That would be Eric Friday.
Call him. Tell him to come up here. We're at the 8100 block of Arlington Express.
I don't answer questions, Deputy.
You don't answer questions. You just stalk young ladies. Just stand by then. Stand by. Hey, buddy, what's going on here?
Name and badge number, sir?
All right, so another cop showed up, a white cop. Now, I think that first cop was black. The way he was sounding, even though he sounded real hillbilly, I think that was a light-skinned hillbilly nigga. All in favor? Hold on. Let me take a look at my folks in the after party. I think he was here. What up, newbie? Yeah. So he went and he did backup. So the white cop just showed up. Okay, here we go. Enlarge.
Sir, I'd like to know why I'm being detained.
No, someone say.
Sir, I'd like to...
Just stand by then. Stand by. Hey, buddy, what's going on here?
Name and badge number, sir? Sir, I'd like to know why I'm being detained.
No, someone's saying that you're claiming you're stalking them. Is that, are you an investigator or anything?
Okay, let me make this clear, sir. I would like for you to articulate what crime you suspect me of committing or what crime you suspect me of about to commit.
No, we just have a reasonable suspicion to figure out what's going on here.
No, sir. So you don't get to detain me to figure out if I've committed a crime, sir. The law and the statute states, in order for you to detain me, you must have reasonable, articulable suspicion that either I have committed.
Yeah, we have probable cause.
What is your probable cause?
We got a complaint that we got that's a red.
That's not probable cause, sir. What crime do you suspect me of committing?
Mr. Hoffman argues that the officers cannot detain him to figure out if he had committed a crime, and that they need a reasonable, articulable suspicion that he has committed or is about to commit a crime. Although officers are required to have reasonable suspicion in order to conduct a Terry stop, they do not need reasonable suspicion of a specific crime in order to satisfy the Fourth Amendment. And the primary purpose of a Terry stop is to investigate whether criminal activity is afoot. In the 2000...
Wait. What the fuck is the Fourth Amendment? I know the Fifth Amendment is pleading the Fifth. I ain't saying the goddamn thing. Niggas use it all the time. Okay. But what the hell is the Fourth Amendment? Can somebody help me play it out real quick? Just drop the damn quote in the chat room some damn well. What the fuck is the Fourth Amendment? Freedom of speech? Oh, I think the Fourth Amendment is freedom of speech, ain't it? Or is that the First Amendment? What the fuck?
2002 case of United States versus Arvizu, the Supreme Court explained that, quote, when discussing how reviewing courts should make reasonable suspicion determinations, we have said repeatedly that they must look at the totality of the circumstances of each case to see whether the detaining officer has a particularized and objective basis for suspecting legal wrongdoing. In this situation, the police stopped Mr. Hoffman based on an accusation of stalking and the fact that his vehicle allegedly matched the description of the vehicle that the subject of Mr. Hoffman's investigation reported as following her, which according court would likely conclude gave the officers reasonable suspicion to detain and investigate Mr. Hoffman. In the 1990 case of Alabama versus White, the Supreme Court held that an accusation, whether from a known informant or an anonymous source, can be sufficient to justify a Terry stop as long as the tip included sufficient, quote, indicia of reliability. While we are not privy to all of the information the police had at their disposal when deciding whether to stop Mr. Hoffman, because the standard for reasonable suspicion is so low, a court would likely uphold this stop based on the information provided by the complainant and the corroborated description of the vehicle.
Your name and badge number, sir?
Sir, what's your name?
Your name and badge number, sir?
Well, you gotta remember.
All you're being recorded. I've got 4 cameras in this truck. You're required by policy to issue your name and badge number. I'm going to ask you what. I'm speaking to this gentleman right now. I'll get your name.
And that's interesting that the police supposed to give up their identity, but you don't have to give up your identity. It's required that they gotta motherfucking say their names first, middle, and last, badge number, and what precinct they from, and who they supervisor is, like who's your mama, who's your daddy. They the ones that got to give up all that information. I'll get your badge and your name.
4 cameras in this truck. You're required by policy to issue your name and badge number. I'm going to ask you what. I'm speaking to this gentleman right now. I'll get your name and badge number in a minute. Your name and badge number. The law states I don't have to give my name and information unless you suspect me of committing a crime.
You don't.
Then am I free to go? Because this is an illegal detainment.
At this time.
This is an illegal detainment.
Like I said, your criminal description we were given.
I respect
doesn't
that.
mean
I respect
you're guilty.
That. I respect that. You're talking to an ex-law enforcement officer, buddy. Now, I understand you're doing no fault with that. You are doing your job.
Okay.
And the mere fact that I'm exercising my legal rights does not make me uncooperative. Okay? Now, the fact that someone called you and said they're harassing doesn't give you the general order just to stop people.
No, that wasn't the reason why. Because a person in a vehicle that matched your description was doing that. We didn't say you were doing it.
Okay.
And that's all we're coming down to.
But how do you define harassment?
Oh, wow. You see them clean that other cop popped up. You see this cop keep staring at him. That motherfucker, you saw how they cleaned that shit up real quick? Y'all saw how they clean up? No, we're not saying it's you. It's just saying that you matched you know, we didn't say it was you. We just matched the goddamn description around this bitch. You know what I'm saying? We're not even, this ain't even. This is funny shit. Oh, now, Nick Bet, it's time to say, even right now, even though this shit ain't over with yet, but now, Nick Bet, you can say, now, these are 2 white cops going back and forth at this white guy. Now it's time to say, I wonder if it was a black guy, would this still applies? Would they use force? Now it's time to fucking say some shit. Now we can say this shit. And maybe we can ask that question right now. Here we go. All right, let's finish. All right. Here we go.
Does not make me uncooperative, okay? Now, the fact that someone called you and said they're harassing doesn't give you the general order just to stop people.
No, that wasn't the reason why. Because a person in a vehicle that matched your description was doing that. We didn't say you were doing it.
Okay.
And that's all we're coming down to.
But how do you define harassing? Someone just posted they were harassing. Did you ask her what they did? Did you ask the person?
She said a red truck, took a truck was following her since she was found.
Is that a crime?
The officers claim that the subject of Mr. Hoffman's investigation reported that a vehicle matching the description of his truck was following her, and Mr. Hoffman asks if that's a crime. According to Section 784.048 of the Florida statutes, quote, a person who willfully, maliciously, and repeatedly follows, harasses, or cyberstalks another person commits the offense of stalking, a misdemeanor of the first degree. In other words, following someone can be a crime in Florida, but only if it is repeated and intentional and there's no legitimate reason for doing so. According to Section 493.6101 of the Florida statutes, as a private investigator, Mr. Hoffman is licensed by the state and authorized to conduct investigations. When he was following the individual who reported him to the police, Mr. Hoffman claims to have been investigating her for a domestic case, which would almost certainly fall under his authority to investigate the, quote, identity, habits, conduct, movements, whereabouts, affiliations, associations, transactions.
Oh. Newbie, Newbie, you there? Did I ever tell you? Did I ever tell you the story about Dr. York? Did I ever share that? I think I did. Did I ever tell you a story about Dr. York? It's way back in my mind, so I'm probably gonna fuck it up. Okay. It's pertaining to this. It's pertaining to this. Private, a PI or a private detective, PD. I'm about to fuck it up, man. I might got to call Doc because he was there. He was with him. He was with him at the time, right? And I want to say it was at the hospital, but I could be wrong. But it's Doc and Dr. York. They together in Redneck Town. You already fucking know. And it's wild as fuck. I'm about to fuck it up, though, so I'm probably going to make up a whole bunch of shit till I get to the end, okay? So I'm just going to make up some shit, but, you know, you're going to get to the point. I mean, you're going to get it. So Doc and Dr. York out and about in Putnam County and shit or something, somewhere, and I think it was the hospital. I'm not sure. But, so... it might have been a redneck cop or something. I don't fucking know because now I can't remember the shit. But all I remember is the redneck cop is talking to Dr. York, right? Talking to Dr. York. You know what? Let me see if I can call Doc. Should I just see if I can wake Doc up real quick? Let's call him into the show. Hopefully he'll answer. Let me see. Oh, wrong button. Hold on. Let me see if Doc could give us the... See if we can call his ass. Hold on. See if he answers. Dun, 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 dun. See if he could just give it to us straight. He probably asleep, though. He probably ain't even going to answer the number. Yeah, I ain't going to fuck it up. Let me see if I can get his ass. He probably going to answer this number because he don't answer calls he don't know. Nah, he ain't going to answer that shit. Yo. Hello? Hello? Let's try another way. I'm going to get Doc to tell y'all. Hold on. Give me 12 seconds. It's about that whole law right there. Homeboy just quoted. Let me see if I can get him. I call motherfuckers from a phone. They can identify. They have no intuition, I tell you. I have intuition. When it's numbers I don't know, my intuition would be like, you need to answer it. You need to answer this call. And I answer it. Next thing I know, somebody who changed their number that I ain't heard from in such a long time. All right, anyway, I'll get the story, though. I'll let Doc tell y'all what happened. But I remember telling it, you know what I'm saying? The younger Dawn was telling it because she remembers shit. I don't remember shit like that no more. But at the end of the day, the cop or whatever the fuck or whoever the fuck, the white redneck shit, motherfuckers talking to Dr. York and shit. And he got real comfortable with Dr. York. And what he did was he went up to Dr. York and pulled his shirt up. You hear me, newbie? He pulled his shirt up and he saw Dr. York wearing a fucking badge on his belt. He pulled Dr. York's shirt up and saw the fucking badge, man. And I think it said a PD. I think it was a PD, not a PI. But I think it said a private detective. I think that's what Doc told me. That motherfucker had a private detective badge or a PI. Yeah. You remember I talked that shit? But, man, I love when a nigga stay with a bitch forever. Thank you. But I can't remember, you know, how it all happened, you know what I'm saying, or how the whole setup was. But, yeah, man, that nigga is a PD. That's what he is. He's a private detective. Yeah, and so back to this shit, and I'm gonna tell you, I think we all need to be private detectives. We all need to get the license for that shit. So let's take it back to this law.
Authorized to conduct investigations. When he was following the individual who reported him to the police, Mr. Hoffman claims to have been investigating her for a domestic case, which would almost certainly fall under his authority to investigate the, quote, identity, habits, conduct, movements, whereabouts, affiliations, associations, transactions, reputation, or character of any person. Although private investigators are not permitted to commit crimes or otherwise break the law while conducting investigations, in this case, a court would likely conclude that Mr. Hoffman was not maliciously following the subject because his surveillance served a legal and legitimate purpose, which would mean that he could not be convicted under the Florida stalking statutes. All that said, there is a high probability that Mr. Hoffman could have been lawfully charged with stalking if he wasn't a private investigator, and the Jacksonville deputies had no way of knowing that he was an investigator upon making contact with them.
We haven't determined that. We just want to make sure.
Do you see where I'm going with this, sir? I mean, I understand. You guys are doing your job, but do you see how this goes? I'm aware of my rights. You do not have, or excuse me, you have the right to ask me whatever question you want.
You're really enjoying this.
I'm not enjoying anything. You know what I am enjoying? How you officers fail to realize that those badges and those guns don't give you the right to violate other people's rights. Sir, you are. I've articulated to you that you are illegally detaining me. And because you choose to abuse your authority and not recognize that what I'm saying is a fact, you are illegally violating my rights.
Requesting you to find out if you are the one or not the one that was violating this other woman's rights.
But I've made it clear, sir, I'm not going to answer questions. I've made it clear I'm not. You don't get to. Yes, sir. The fact that I'm exercising my rights does not mean I'm not cooperating, sir.
Yes, it does.
It does not. I'm not saying I am this person. I'm not saying I am not this person. But
wow. If I'm exercising my right does not mean I am not cooperating, motherfucker. I am exercising my motherfucking right. It ain't got nothing to do with cooperation, bitch.
What you fail to realize is I do not have to speak to you, sir. And that does not give you the right to detain me until you get some information to charge me with the crime. You don't get to search until I say something or you twist something I say to use it against me.
Yes, sir. Back to my original question
Yes,
when
sir.
I first got here.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are you following somebody?
I don't answer questions, sir.
Okay.
Am I free to go?
Yes, you're free to go.
Thank you.
After Mr. Hoffman repeatedly refused to answer the officer's questions, they eventually ended the encounter and informed him that he was free to go. Overall, Mr.
Yeah, because what do y'all think if he would have answered that question that he was following somebody and said no or said yes? They would have got him regardless. If he said no, they would have got him for lying. If he said yes, they would have got him for goddamn doing it. Either way, if the motherfucker said yes or no, they would have dragged that son of a bitch out the car and beat his fucking ass because their ego already done shrunk. You know what I'm saying? Their ego done got pissed on so many goddamn times, but they give me a reason. Just give me a reason. Goddamn, give me a reason. Just answer the question. I'm not answering that. Here we go. This is a bad
say
part
something
right here.
or you twist something I say to use it against me.
Yes, sir. Back to my original question
Yes,
when
sir.
I first got here.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are you following somebody?
I don't answer questions, sir.
Okay.
Am I free to go?
Yes, you're free to go.
Thank you.
After Mr. Hoffman repeatedly refused to answer the officer's questions, they eventually ended the encounter and informed him that he was free to go. Overall, Mr. Hoffman gets a B, because although he demonstrated a blatant misunderstanding of the concept of reasonable suspicion, he respectfully challenged the legitimacy of the stop, verbally invoked his right to remain silent, and ultimately left the scene without providing the officers with any unnecessary information. However, providing a reasonable degree of information in an effort to dispel the deputy's suspicions was arguably the most productive means means to end this encounter without risking a violation of rights. If Mr. Hoffman had simply informed the deputies that he was a private investigator, then any further inquiries about his conduct would have been that much more unreasonable, and he would have essentially dissolved any standing of reasonable suspicion that the deputies could have pointed to within a courtroom. The Jacksonville Sheriff's deputies also get a B, because although they also demonstrated a clear misunderstanding of reasonable suspicion, the deputies were largely calm and respectful, initiated the stop based on a reasonable and credible complaint, and remained within the bounds of their authority throughout the interaction. And while Florida's stop and frisk law does not explicitly grant officers the authority to demand identification from a stopped individual, it does grant them the authority to detain an individual until their identity can be ascertained. It appears that this lack of understanding is what ultimately led to the deputies essentially giving up and leaving the scene without completing their investigation.
Yeah, buddy. Y'all like that? Y'all want one more? 3 times a charm. Y'all want another one? Y'all learning? Y'all learning? You like this? Taekwondo. Hey, you want another one? Let me see if I can get y'all another one real quick. Now, I've been watching this shit all goddamn night since I ain't got no goddamn computer to sit on and enjoy. Couldn't play no video games, man. Well, I couldn't play, the other games that requires me to have a seat. All right, hold on. Give y'all another one real quick. Okay, that was a PI. That was a white girl minding her business. Private investigator. He was told to stop filming. Why didn't he listen? Oh, here we go.
The First Amendment auditor, known as...
Check this one out. This one is entitled by the audit. He was told to stop filming. Why did
I'm asking you for your ID.
6 feet, sir. You don't even have a mask on. You're putting my life in jeopardy, sir. Keep 6 feet away.
That nigga said, stand 6 feet away. You putting my life in jeopardy. Oh my God, that's how the fuck you goddamn. Hey, this is how you capitalize off the pandemic when the police get called. You jumping my life. Stay 6 feet away. Wait, let me run that shit. God damn it. That's a good. Get back, sir. You're in jeopardy in my life.
You're putting my life in jeopardy, sir. Keep 6 feet away.
For your ID.
6 feet, sir. You don't even have a mask on. You're putting my life in jeopardy, sir. Keep 6 feet away. Thank you, sir. Why are you approaching me?
Lower your camera.
The First Amendment auditor, known as Al KTL, who I will refer to as Mr. K, was filming a traffic stop from a public sidewalk in the city of Revere, Massachusetts. Once the stop was concluded, Mr. K approached the vehicle that had been detained to inquire about the reason he was stopped. The driver answered Mr. K's questions, and Mr. K politely thanked the citizen before moving on to continue recording the officers. The driver then circled his vehicle back to one of the officers and informed him that he did not want to be filmed by Mr. K.
How you doing?
Good, yourself?
He's a civilian. He's choosing to not be videotaped. You have to stop videotaping him. He's a civilian. You can videotape me all you want, but he does not want to be videotaped.
You're wrong.
Pardon me?
You're wrong.
No. He's a civilian. He doesn't want any part of it. That's what he just expressed to me. I'm not wrong. I know the law. You're welcome to videotape me. You cannot videotape him or his license plate.
Officer Wilson tells Mr. K he can't film a citizen who doesn't want to be filmed, but the courts have long disagreed with the officer's statement.
You're wrong. I can videotape him and I can videotape you.
No, he's a civilian.
What does that mean?
He's a private human being.
So what does that mean?
What do you mean, what does that mean? Have a good day. Carry on.
Why don't you have a good day? There is no... Who? Did you just call me? Did you just call me? What's your name and badge number? Did you just call me?
License and registration, please. What's your ID?
What is the L word? What the hell did he call him? Can y'all figure it out? What did the cop call him?
ID.
Individuals have no expectation of privacy.
License and registration, please. What's your ID?
Individuals have no expectation of privacy in public places. This means that a citizen can film any other citizen in a public place, regardless of whether that individual would like to be filmed.
So can you call your supervisor?
I already have.
Okay,
Listen, you're very close.
I'll wait for him.
You should not walk up to police vehicles.
Why are you walking up to me?
After the auditor approaches the police vehicle, Officer Wilson gets out of the vehicle and demands the auditor's identification, despite having no reasonable suspicion that a crime has been committed. There is no law prohibiting citizens from approaching police vehicles. While Officer Wilson accuses the auditor of approaching the vehicle after being asked not to, the video shows that he never told the auditor not to approach. Therefore, there is no evidence that the auditor violated an order. Not only is Officer Wilson's demand for identification unwarranted in the situation, but it also sets a dangerous precedent.
I'm asking you for your ID.
6 feet, sir. You don't even have a mask on. You're putting my life in jeopardy, sir. Keep 6 feet away. Thank you, sir. Why are you approaching me?
Lower your camera. You're welcome to videotape me, but civilians don't have to be videotaped.
We'll see when your supervisor gets here. Why you keep approaching me?
He's heading out into traffic. I'm going to have to detain him if he heads out into traffic.
This is a public easement. This is a public easement right here. So I could be right here. Can't detain me. For what? For asking you. Just call me. I have it on camera.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, I have it on camera.
That's good for you. That's
Can you identify yourself?
That civilian chooses to not be videotaped.
Can you identify yourself?
That's absolutely not. You have no lawful business here. You're not.
Can you identify yourself?
Absolutely not. Okay. Can you identify yourself?
Chapter 41, Section 98D states that upon lawful order, you must identify.
Upon lawful order, and
yes.
You're giving me a lawful order.
Yes.
Yeah. No. Nice try, though.
The auditor requests that Officer Wilson identify himself, and Officer Wilson refuses to do so. Despite Officer Wilson's contention otherwise, Massachusetts law requires officers to identify themselves to individuals who request their identification. The auditor cites to Chapter 41, Section 98D of the Massachusetts General Laws, which requires every full-time police officer in the state to carry a department-issued identification card that includes the officer's photograph and identifying information. While Officer Wilson tells the auditor that his request for identification is not lawful, the Revere Police Department disagreed. Although the department's policies are not publicly available, after reviewing this video, the department posted on its public Facebook page that several department policies were violated. The post also stated, quote, "Officers are required to give their name and badge number to a citizen, as it is a lawful request. There is no expectation of privacy when filming in a public place."
So now we have unmarked vehicle.
You may not videotape civilians who don't want to be videotaped.
The guy is gone, so there's no...
Well, he expressed to me he does not want to be videotaped.
Can you stop approaching me? Can you stop walking behind me?
Pardon me?
Don't be in my traffic, sir. Sir, back up.
You did say it's a right of way, right? A public way, and I can go anywhere I want?
You're blocking me. Sir, can you have him back up? I'm fearing for my life.
Yo, these motherfuckers are dickheads. I can't and I don't even use that word dickhead. What the fuck? I'm telling y'all, man, that should be like a fucking pissing contest after that. You want me to play it back? How far back, baby? What the fuck is this? Did you fucking see this? Oh my God. What the fuck shit is this?
Don't be in my traffic, sir. Sir, back up.
You did say it's a right of way, right? A public way, and I can go anywhere I want?
You're blocking me. Sir, can you have him back up? I'm fearing for my life.
Again, you're interfering with a motor vehicle stop.
Is this what policemen do?
You have no business in that motor vehicle stop. No lawful business. You are interfering with a motor vehicle stop.
He's a police officer. You have to comply with the police officer.
Comply? He's blocking my walk with my freeway to walk.
He stopped you. He didn't stop me to inquire the situation. You're not complying with him.
What are you talking about? You weren't even here. I'll wait for the supervisor. Wow, nothing to do in Revere. I'll wait for the supervisor.
He does not want to be videotaped. You cannot videotape him. It's illegal.
You have nothing to do.
What law is that? Can you state the law? That I can't.
Can I state the law? No, I don't have to state the law. I can tell you that.
You don't know if it doesn't exist.
What happened? He does not want to be videotaped.
He said, "Can you state the law?" The popo said, "I don't have to state the law." And the auditor says, "Because it doesn't exist." That motherfucker told the police because it doesn't exist. That's why your ass can't state that bullshit, you lying motherfucker.
I'll wait for the supervisor.
He does not want to be videotaped. You cannot videotape him. It's illegal.
You have nothing to do.
What law is that? Can you state the law? That I can't.
Can I state the law? No, I don't have to state the law. I can tell you that.
You don't know if it doesn't exist.
What happened? He does not want to be videotaped. He pulled up and asked me. He said, please have him remove me from that video. I do not want to be videotaped.
Okay.
That's his lawful business.
So what are you saying?
I'm trying to impart to you that you need to delete that application. He was not, it was a lawful motor vehicle stop, and he chose to not be videotaped.
Is there a victim here?
I have no idea who he is. Just walked up and interfered with a motor vehicle stop.
I know exactly who he is. I know exactly who
Just chose to interfere with a motor vehicle stop. The gentleman in the motor vehicle stop did not want to be videotaped. He expressed that. He was very articulate about it.
You lawfully could be arrested for interfering, right? You know that?
How did I interfere?
The officers tell the auditor that he could be arrested for interfering with a motor vehicle stop because he filmed it. Simply recording police interactions is not interfering with police activity. In Massachusetts, interference with the lawful duties of a police officer is a common law crime. To protect these activities, the court clearly and narrowly defined what constitutes an interference with a police officer's lawful duties. The decision stated that an individual must either physically obstruct or hinder the officer in the performance of the duty, or threaten violence against the officer in a way that would obstruct or hinder the officer in the performance of the duty. The individual must also intend to obstruct or hinder the officer in the performance of that duty. Here, the auditor does not physically interfere with the traffic stop or make any threats of violence towards the officers. He simply engages in the constitutionally protected activity of recording a traffic stop, and does so from a distance.
How did I interfere? Explain that to me. How did I interfere? Explain to me, how did I interfere?
He asked not to be videotaped, very respectfully.
That is not allowed. There is no expectation of privacy in public, sir. You're totally wrong.
You're videotaping a civilian.
You are totally wrong. See, there's a camera right there.
Doesn't matter. What's the big deal? Are you enjoying this?
What are you talking about? Wow, there must be no crime in Revere to have 7. Why don't you go home? Why don't you go home? Trust me, I'm going to be here before you, until you leave. All y'all going to leave before I do.
After exchanging several choice words, the officers eventually left the scene and Mr. K was allowed to continue recording without further incident. Following the encounter, Mr. K went to the Revere Police Department to file a complaint against the officers, but Lieutenant Duchault refused to allow him to file a formal complaint and insisted that the only disciplinary action that would be taken would be in the form of informal reprimand. Mr. K left the department without being allowed to speak to anyone from internal affairs. After the video was posted to YouTube, the department was flooded with calls and emails from concerned citizens, and the department went on to release a statement via Facebook confirming that an investigation into the incident was underway and encouraging citizens to contact the department if they witnessed misconduct. The department later updated the statement and admitted that several policy violations had occurred during the encounter, and ensuring the public that Revere Police Chief James R. Guido had taken disciplinary action against officers involved. Overall, Officer Wilson and the Revere Police Department get an F for displaying a fundamental misunderstanding of the First Amendment, maintaining a hostile and confrontational attitude throughout the encounter, and for threatening Mr. K with arrest when he had not committed any crimes. Not only was Officer Wilson's conduct a clear attempt to violate Mr. K's constitutional rights, but the officer's refusal to identify himself literally violated the law. The department's response to the situation was far from adequate, and their refusal to take appropriate action against the officers involved is contrary to the message they attempted to convey in their statement. What the department proved in their statement was that officers who break the law and intimidate citizens will be allowed to continue serving on the force, even when they display grossly incompetent behavior. If there were a lower grade than an F on the ATA grading scale, then it would certainly apply in this encounter. Mr. K gets an A-, because although he could have invoked his right to remain silent more effectively, he remained relatively calm and collected throughout the encounter, refused to back down from Officer Wilson's intimidation, and invoked his rights accurately and appropriately. At no point during this interaction did Mr. K commit a crime, but that did not stop Officer Wilson from attempting to criminalize everything Mr. K did. Mr. K seemed very well informed of his rights and the laws of his state, and it is safe to assume that he did his due diligence before conducting this audit. Mr. K also made a legitimate effort to follow the proper channels for filing a complaint, and was utterly shut down.
Wow. Okay, y'all want to see some black people? Y'all want to see a black person? Huh? Y'all want to see how a black person did it? Y'all, hold on, I can't even find y'all motherfuckers. Who's on the line? You on the line, newbie? You want to say something? Did you say on the line up? On the line up? You want to say something, newbie? You push 1. Oh, there you go. Come on, give me a mic check. Give
What's
it a second.
up, Don?
Great day, Mr. Newsy Rock Week 9. What up?
Yeah, I like to say that this is what happens when authority meets stupid. That's what that is. Nonsense.
What happens again when authority what?
Meets stupid. That's what that is.
What? What is it again?
When authority meets stupid.
When authority meets stupid.
That's right.
What the hell that means?
That means that's what the cop was. He's an authority that is stupid. So this is the situation that happened.
Okay. I get it now. Okay. Man, they're fucking humans. You know they stupid. I beat a goddamn cop up in court. This nigga, ignorance of his law is no excuse.
And the point is, they didn't even do anything to reprimand him. They're still on the force.
They sure didn't.
And they admitted it.
The order is a motherfucker, man. I wish we could be like that against for each other. The black race.
Yeah, that would be beautiful.
What I'm saying? Yeah. I wish goddamn black man goddamn killed 50 goddamn crackers and we'd be like, he didn't do anything wrong. We with this nigga.
Hey, listen, if it was truly a court and jury by your peers, it probably would happen.
That's true. And that's what the Constitution says. We're supposed to have a jury of our peers, not motherfuckers we don't know.
Boom.
Let me find this one here. This one here is wild, y'all. I'm gonna find some black people for you. Damn. I think it was the first one I saw. So I gotta scroll down. I mean, I just was posting them like goddamn crazy. This it right here. All right, this is Wu-Tang Clan rapper right here. Check this shit out. Okay.
Okay. Well, what
this
can you quote me the law that tells me that I'm?
All right, here we go. They got pulled over. Okay, and action.
Sorry, but I know my rights. I am not required to identify myself to you.
That's not true. That's
Yeah.
all I'm gonna say.
Okay. Well, what can you quote me the law that tells me that I'm supposed to identify myself to you?
On August 2nd, 2018, deputies with the Pasco County, Florida Sheriff's Office pulled over a vehicle in which Marcus Andre Johnson, who is professionally known as Andre Rocks and is associated with the Wu-Tang Clan, was a passenger. His father was driving.
How we doing tonight?
Doing well. How about yourself, sir?
Good. You got your driver's license registration on you, sir?
Yes.
All right. You got your ID on you too, sir?
I'm a passenger. I'm not required to identify
In the
myself.
state of Florida, you are?
That's national law, Fourth Amendment.
In
I'm
the
not
state
required.
of Florida, you are?
Sir, I'm a passenger. I'm not required to
Okay.
identify myself to you.
So, look, you want to play that game? Okay, you can go ahead and get yours out. In the state of Florida, you are required to identify yourself, even as a passenger.
Listen, man, we're not somebody who likes to write tickets. Honestly, we ID you. We tell you about what's going on. We kind of pretty much just get you on your way.
Okay.
But you got to ID yourself, man.
I'm not required to identify myself to you.
The state of Florida, yes, you are, brother.
Florida's Stop and Identify law only allows officers to identify individuals, quote, under circumstances which reasonably indicate that such person has committed, is committing, or is about to commit a violation of the criminal laws of this state or the criminal ordinances of any municipality or county. And while it requires drivers to present their license on demand, there is no similar obligation for passengers. The court would likely conclude that Mr. Johnson could not be charged criminally for refusing to identify himself in this situation.
Listen, my man, you can tell us who he is. We can do it from there.
That's my son.
Okay, what's his name?
Marcus Johnson.
What's that?
Dad, come on. Come on now. I don't want to.
The damn daddy done gave up his motherfucking name. Watch this conversation, man. This the nigga shit here.
Don, his own father snitched on him. Ain't that the bitch?
That's how you know God was a black man and his son was a black man. Because
So
goddamn God
wrong.
gave up his son. Here's my son. His mama married. His daddy gave her hell. Go get that nigga. Look, Newbie, watch this shit. Watch what the dad is
Charged
saying.
criminally for refusing to identify himself in this situation.
Listen, my man, you can tell us who he is. We can do it from there.
That's my son.
Okay, what's his name?
Marcus Johnson.
What's that?
Dad, come on. Come on now. I don't want to go to jail tonight. I don't need this.
Listen, it's just...
What the daddy say?
You don't want to go to jail tonight.
Well, you talk about sacrificing your own children so that your ass can live.
You know what I'm saying? He's supposed to be protecting his son, that dodo.
That nigga ain't got no sebaceous gland. You know that. That dad ain't got no sebaceous gland. He can't protect.
Not in any part of him, Doc. Not even in his DNA.
Oh shit!
You should have caught at least a couple of lefts and rights before he said that shit. Come on now.
Hey, Marcus Johnson should have said, "Come on, Daddy, don't do me like this.
Don't do me like that."
Oh shit! This shit here, yo.
Yo, if I was Marcus Johnson, I would have been like, yo, you know what? You want to go out like that? Yo, he got a bag of weed in the glove compartment. If you're going to throw me out under the bus like that, I'm throwing you under the bus.
For real, goddamn. God damn.
Come on now, I don't want to go to jail tonight. I don't need this. Listen, there's such thing as the Fourth Amendment. Marcus. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Here's my license, my registration, my insurance.
So, I'm going to hand this to Deputy Dunn.
Okay.
All I'm going to say is take a minute, talk to your son. Honest to God, it's really going to be fairly easy for you, okay? Deputy Dunn does not write citations. It's not something I do either. We kind of like to tell people about it. It's kind of like a corrective thing. You know what I mean? But when it gets escalated to this, he doesn't want to identify.
Yeah, that's true, man. A lot of them little redneck towns, man, to be honest with y'all, they don't do it. Towns like that, they don't write a lot of citations. They don't like that shit. They don't like to do it. They'll just give you a warning until you fix the shit. But
so why are they messing around with them?
Because they just typically wanted to access for identification, which is where they fucked up at. That's why he kept saying, look, we don't really got that. Oh, they could be lying as well by saying they don't. But, you know.
Exactly. Talking them into it.
Yeah, like when you see them motherfuckers in them little towns like that in the South, they really don't, man. Like, for real. As a matter of fact, shit, one didn't even ask Warrior for her identification when I got pulled over. But the dude when he saw my license, I'll never forget, it was when the so-called death of Kobe Bryant. That was that day. And I was on the phone with what's that girl name? Neff, when I got pulled over. And the motherfucker ran my name and all that shit, came back to me. He said, you know, we don't give tickets to the citizens of this county. So I'm going to give you a warning because I just want you to slow down, you know what I'm saying, when you coming through this little small town of Farm Bridge. He said some shit like that, on Farm Bridge and shit. So I'm not going to write you because we don't write tickets, you know what I'm saying, to our own locals or whatever the fuck. I'm so glad I changed my goddamn address on my driver's license, too. That's what got me off.
It's really going to be fairly easy for you, okay? Deputy Dunn does not write citations. It's not something I do either. We kind of like to tell people about it. It's kind of like a corrective thing. You know what I mean? But when it gets escalated to this, he doesn't want to identify himself. From there, he's interfering with an investigation, things like that. You can be taken to jail for that.
One of the Pasco County deputies states that Mr. Johnson can be taken to jail. He refuses to identify himself. If an individual...
You know what I mean? I'm going to talk to your son. Honest to God, it's really going to be fairly easy for you, okay? Deputy Dunn does not write citations. It's not something I do either. We kind of like to tell people about it. It's kind of like a corrective thing. You know what I mean? But when it gets escalated to this, he doesn't want to identify himself. From there, he's interfering with an investigation, things like that. You can be taken to jail for that.
One of the past...
There it is. You see that? That word interfering with investigation. First time investigation pops up. You know what I'm saying? So now they want to get him for interfering with an investigation. They can't get him for, they really can't say you breaking the law for not giving me your identity. No, now they done made up. Now it's a goddamn investigation. You see this?
But Don, if it's an investigation, why didn't they tell him why they was asking him for his ID?
But it still doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? The whole point, what I'm saying is that you got to pay attention when they start saying you interfering with an investigation. You know what I'm saying? Like that's going to give them another reason to arrest you now. They make shit up on the spot. Do you see it? And of course, we just know that Florida law says any passengers, you don't have to, they don't, you don't need their ID. You don't need their identification unless you suspect of a crime or some old crazy ass goddamn shit. You feel me? And a lot of states are like that too. But the whole point I'm bringing in, newbie, is the fact that they be using that shit. You interfering with an investigation. This ain't no goddamn investigation, motherfucker. You ain't investigating a goddamn thing. And you're going to find out what they got pulled over about. Here we go.
Pasco County deputies states that Mr. Johnson can be taken to jail for interfering with an investigation if he refuses to identify himself. If an individual is truly interfering with a police investigation, they can be charged with resisting an officer in violation of Section 843.02 of the Florida statutes, which states that an individual who resists, obstructs, or opposes an officer, quote, in the lawful execution of any legal duty without offering or doing violence to the person of the officer shall be guilty of a misdemeanor of the first degree. In some situations, refusing to identify can be the basis for a resisting an officer without violence charge. When an individual is not legally required to identify themselves, they cannot be charged with resisting for refusing to do so. A court would likely determine that Mr. Johnson could not be charged with resisting an officer for simply refusing to identify himself under these circumstances.
And I don't want to do that. I don't want. That's fine. Let me give you my attorney's card. Can I get my attorney's card for you? I'm going to give you my attorney's card, and you feel free to give him a call.
I'm not going to call him.
Okay.
I have no need to call him.
I like it.
You in the military?
I'm retired.
You in the military?
How you doing? And I would also like all of your cards and badge numbers. Sir.
They got that Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with. They got that Wu-Tang Clan, nigga. And nigga, so I'm gonna give you my attorney card, nigga, and you call. Cause I'm not saying shit else to your motherfucking ass unless my attorney is present.
That's his identity. They didn't want it no more, right?
That was his identity right there. I'm not gonna call him. I don't want the fucking card. So watch what happens now. This is what does it, man. What'd you say when authorities meet stupid?
That right.
Is that what you say?
I'm coining that one, yep.
When authority meets stupid, I like that shit too. I think I'm gonna name the show that. When authorities meet stupid, simply because when a person outsmart the devil, outwit the devil, they get pissed off.
Oh,
so
do
now,
they, guys?
Yeah. Stupid gets pissed because it realizes it's stupid, and now it got to figure out. What Dr. York saying? The teacher's a teacher. He said his mama told him that when two boxers in the ring, you know what I'm saying, and the boxer is ducking and dodging, and then end up getting hit, and they start finding out it's losing. It says its purpose now is no longer fighting to win; it's fighting to keep from losing.
Yep, I
so
remember that
this is what stupid is. Now these cops want to fight to keep from losing because they got knocked the fuck out. That's what this shit is. Here we go.
Okay. Sir? Yes. So the reason I pulled you over, I didn't get a chance to tell you, your license plate in the back is folded up, so it's concealing part of it.
Okay.
All your lights are all messed up too, man.
Yeah, that motorcycle kind of crunched everything. Okay. And we're just going a few blocks.
Did he ID him? He was starting to give me a name.
And you know what? And they see the motorcycles all in the back. Yeah.
Pause it, Don. Pause it. Mm-hmm. This nigga knew he was riding dirty. His lights are out. His freaking license plate is folded up.
He has motorcycles in the back. That's why they no longer question him on that. They see the motorcycles in the back of the truck. They're in the truck. Then the motorcycle. So the motorcycle's crunched up. The daddy said the motorcycle. You see the motorcycle crunched up. The goddamn the license plate and the lights are fucked up. Because when you got the motorcycles in any trailer and shit, it kind of fucking fucks up the wiring system at times. They knew that shit. That's why they ain't say nothing back to them. You know, no white boys know about that shit. Yeah. He said that's because the motorcycle, and we're just going a few blocks. So, you know, I'm about to drop this shit out, take these motorcycles out, fix everything back, rewire my motherfucking lights back, right? Said the motorcycles. They hit again, Newbie. He said, yeah, that motorcycle kind of crunched everything. That's what the daddy says. Okay, the cops say I didn't get a chance to
Cards and badge numbers.
Sir. Okay. Sir?
Yes.
So,
see, actually, that was the first thing they supposed to tell why they pulled him over. You notice they didn't tell him that when they first approached. You know what I'm saying? Just like, give me your driver's license and your ID too, nigga. You supposed to say why you pull a motherfucker. First thing you're supposed to say is, we noticed that your such and such is out and your license plate is crunched. You know what I'm saying, Newbie? That's what they supposed to say first. Yeah. Now the cop says, I forgot to tell you, but this is what it is. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. See niggas in a truck with some motorcycles just looking for a reason.
the reason I pulled you over, I didn't get a chance to tell you that your license plate in the back is folded up.
I like it.
You in the military?
I'm retired.
Were you in the military?
How you doing? And I would also like all of your cards and badge numbers. Sir.
Okay. Sir?
Yes.
So the reason I pulled you over, I didn't get a chance to tell you that your license plate in the back is folded up, so it's concealing part of it.
Okay.
And all your lights are all messed up too, man.
Yeah, that motorcycle kind of crunched everything.
Okay.
And we're just going a few blocks.
Did he ID him? He was starting to give me a name. Yeah.
All of your names and badge numbers, please.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. Huh? Excuse me, sir. Can you just shut the car off for me, please? Thank you very much. Have we done anything wrong, sir?
No.
Okay.
I'm a passenger, which means I'm not the subject of the investigation. He was operating the motor vehicle, which means that, honestly, legally speaking, I'm free to walk away if I'd like to.
Generally speaking, there is some truth to this statement. However, courts have found that because of the complicated dynamic of traffic stops, officers may reasonably detain passengers during the course of a traffic stop, even if they are not the subject of the investigation. Based in substantial part on this opinion, the Florida Supreme Court held in the 2017 case of Presley versus State that, quote, as a matter of course, law enforcement officers may detain a vehicle's passengers for the reasonable duration of a traffic stop without violating the Fourth Amendment. Under this interpretation of the law, the officers would have been well within their authority to detain Mr. Johnson had he chosen to walk away.
I'm sorry, but I know my rights. I am not the subject of the investigation. I was not operating a motor vehicle. I am not required to identify myself to you.
That's not true. That's
Yeah.
not what he said.
Okay, well, what can you quote me the law that tells me that I'm supposed to identify myself to you? Because the Fourth Amendment says that I have the right to be secure in my papers and my persons from unlawful.
Here's what I tell you, I think he was talking to a sergeant.
Okay, not a problem. Again, I'm going to ask, can I have your name and badge number?
Yes, sir.
Your name and badge number?
My name? Deputy Peeney.
Thank you. And yours, sir?
He's not. You don't have to worry about him.
Is he an officer of the law?
Nope.
Okay.
Just if you want to explain that and see if he gets out. If not, then. All right, guys. I'm going to be conducting a sniff on the exterior of the vehicle. All right, but in order to do that, you guys have to step out of the vehicle for me. All right. I'm not asking you to. I'm telling you to at this point.
What's up?
Ramos, I didn't even notice there's somebody else in the back.
Yeah, there is.
That's my brother.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, no, I saw him.
We'll step out of the vehicle.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. I appreciate it.
They're conducting a sniff on the exterior of the vehicle.
Going through your hands on your back.
Excuse me, am I under arrest? Am I under arrest? Am I under arrest? Am I under arrest?
Grab his phone for me.
Am I under arrest?
Can you just hold this, sir?
After placing Mr. Johnson under arrest, the deputies searched the vehicle for...
Now, Newbie, the bet. You see that? No,
What's
he
that?
right, and they still locked his ass up. So now we can say, if it was a black man, what would they do?
Boom.
See that shit? And lie, talking about they're going to do a sniff, turn the car off, and step outside.
What's a
See
sniff?
this shit?
What's a sniff?
The external sniff, meaning they're going to walk around the car. Maybe, obviously, it must have had a dog or something. I don't fucking know. It's going to sniff the whole goddamn external parts of the car, the truck, the car, the vehicle. Sniff. You know, that's why they call them dogs, don't they?
Oh boy.
The pigs and goddamn dogs, ain't that what they call? They gonna be sniffing around the fucking vehicle, but never sniffed around the fucking vehicle. Just set his ass up. See what happens?
Want to put your hands on your back? Excuse me, am I under arrest? Am I under arrest? Am I under arrest? Am I under arrest?
Grab his phone for me.
Am I under arrest?
Can we just hold this, sir?
After placing Mr. Johnson under arrest, the deputies searched the vehicle for drugs and did not find any. Mr. Johnson was taken to the Pasco County.
Searched the vehicle for drugs. It was blacked out, but they tried to
Searched the vehicle for drugs and did not find any. Mr. Johnson was taken to the Pasco County Jail and charged with resisting an officer without violence. In 2020, Mr. Johnson filed a federal lawsuit against Pasco County Sheriff.
How was he resisting an officer without violence?
That's crazy, right?
Right, exactly. And the reason why they use the word without violence, because the shit is filmed. If this motherfucker didn't have his camera on at the time, they would have said with violence. It would have been the fraternal order against. Absolutely. Yeah.
Those billy clubs would have been going off.
Hell yeah. You already know. That right? Shit. Damn.
After placing Mr. Johnson under arrest, the deputies searched the vehicle for drugs and did not find any. Mr. Johnson was taken to the Pasco County Jail and charged with resisting an officer without violence. In 2020, Mr. Johnson filed a federal lawsuit against Pasco County Sheriff Chris Nocco and Deputy James Dunn individually. The litigation is still pending. Overall, the Pasco County deputies get an F for displaying a fundamental misunderstanding of the Fourth Amendment, misrepresenting or misunderstanding Florida's identification laws, and for escalating a minor traffic infraction into an unlawful arrest. It is clear from the video that the Pasco deputies were either ill-informed regarding Florida's identification laws or blatantly misrepresenting them. At one point in the video, one of the deputies told Mr. Johnson that the other deputies were consulting with a sergeant, and it appears as though the deputies consulted with a supervisor before deciding to arrest Mr. Johnson. If the deputy was being truthful, then this suggests that the Pasco County Sheriff's Office may suffer from poor leadership. Although the deputies were not physically hostile or verbally abusive, their attitude and conduct was condescending and inflammatory. While it is true that the deputies would have been within their authority to arrest Mr. Johnson if he had attempted to leave the scene, that aspect of the encounter is essentially the only legitimate point that the deputies made, and their failure to consider the validity of Mr. Johnson's claims could result in a major settlement. Mr. Johnson gets an A-, because although he could have exercised his right to silence more tactfully, he remained calm and collected throughout the interaction, challenged the deputies' claims without becoming rude or vulgar, and demonstrated a relatively accurate understanding of the Fourth Amendment and identification laws in general. It is clear from the video that Mr. Johnson has some level of knowledge regarding civilian rights. And although he was mistaken about leaving a traffic stop, he accurately invoked his Fourth Amendment rights and did so in a respectable manner. At no point did Mr. Johnson physically resist the deputies, and he did an excellent job of maintaining a balance between invoking his rights and complying with the lawful demands of the deputies. I commend Mr. Johnson for standing up for his Fourth Amendment rights and for following up this interaction with the proper legal action.
All right.
Nah.
Y'all enjoyed it? Yes.
It looks like Daddy didn't go to jail.
No, Daddy didn't go to jail.
Wow.
Daddy probably didn't even get a goddamn ticket for the goddamn bent up license plate and the goddamn lights all blinking and back and forth or some old shit.
Sacrificial lamb, Don.
That's why somebody got to go upstairs and kill God this time. Kill the Father. Throughout the Bible, man, God always wants you to sacrifice a damn child and shit, right? Man. Like, somebody got to go up there and kill this. It's your turn now, Daddy.
It's like, listen, I have this goat right here. Do I have to kill my son? Can I just give you a goat?
Nope.
For real?
And then after you kill it, eat it. After you kill your son, eat it.
Yeah, you gotta prepare it. You have to prepare it, Don. It's an offering.
Yeah, prepare for me to eat the child.
And it better be succulent and delicious.
If not, sin lies at the door.
Exactly. You're not gonna make it. You're not gonna make it.
If you don't season that motherfucking boy with some meat tenderizer
You better put some Lowry's on that thing.
And let that shit marinate overnight, motherfucker.
Oh, man. Priceless.
And can you believe people still fuck with that nigga? Ain't no way in hell I'm fucking with that shit. Ain't no way in hell I'm fucking with a guy like that. You got me fucked up.
Nah, keep it
I'll
pushing.
be one disobedient motherfucker, man.
Keep it pushing.
The God is like a goddamn redneck police officer. If it don't get his goddamn way, it's gonna arrest your ass, lock you up, send you to hell and shit, jail and shit. And you know your rights. I guarantee you know the scriptures more than God knows. You can bust them upside the head with the scriptures. Oh, here's a black man. Wait, is that a black man? Is that a black man? Damn. All right, anyway, y'all want another one? Because I got, okay, here's NFL star was randomly stopped on a traffic highway.
Pulled over Cincinnati Bengals defense on June 25th, 2013.
This will be the last one. I'm going to give y'all about 4 or 5 every Thursday at 1 o'clock. Give y'all some more of this. Know your rights, baby.
Absolutely.
You know how goddamn trifling these motherfuckers is. Not just know your goddamn rights, though, man. Just goddamn, you know, you got to know your whites, too.
That's right. That's right.
Niggas got to know they whites and they light and they rights, because this shit here, man, may not, hey.
Because even if you know your rights, you know, I don't mean you're not getting stopped, detained, or arrested. It only means that you could be in court.
You remember that Chris Rock on one of his a long time ago, his stand up, when he said how they would kick niggas' ass and beat niggas and hang them and kill them and shit if they find out they could read. And he said nigga was in a routine traffic, nigga was driving, right? And the cop pulled the nigga over. And remember that part? And then Chris Rock, the nigga said, he said, are you talking about that octagon, sir? And then he said, the cracker cop say, who taught you octagon, nigga? They don't want a nigga they get pissed when a nigga know more than them. That's what pisses them off. You know what I'm saying? You're not supposed to know more than them because it makes them realize they're stupid and now they want to commit violence against you. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got to know your whites.
Done that.
Yeah, that's why you got to know your whites, man, because them motherfuckers get really pissed. They get mad when you run circles on their ass. They don't like an intelligent Negro. All right, here we go. All right, this is an NFL player right here.
On June 25th, 2013, South Carolina Highway Patrol Trooper Lance Corporal R.S. Salter pulled over Cincinnati Bengals defensive lineman Sam Montgomery in Lawrence County, South Carolina for driving 89 miles per hour in a 55 miles per hour zone. The incident, which received national attention, was captured on Trooper Salter's dash cam.
Step out, please. You're under arrest. Turn around, face that way, please. Turn around, face that way, please. Spread your feet. Spread your feet. Wider, wider, wider. Point your toes out. Reach back with your hands. Sound of my voice, look forward. Do not look at me. Reach out, palms up. Reach out, palms up toward me. Back. Hands behind your back, palms up. Hands behind your back.
What the fuck is this bullshit? What the hell is this shit?
He's auditioning for a play, Don.
Are
Come
you
on. What the
fucking
hell?
kidding me?
He's doing La Bamba.
What the fuck? Trying to confuse the hell out of this nigga. Then get him for goddamn drunken driving.
Nah, he's degrading him. He's degrading him.
He is. You're right. That's the word. That's the word. Big ass nigga. And probably a real nice sports car vehicle. Yeah, he is.
He's intimidated, so now he's degrading him.
Yeah. Listen, what the fuck? Man, I can't believe this whole ass shit. Here we go. Let's wind it back.
Turn around, face that way, please. Turn around, face that way, please. Spread your feet. Spread your feet. Wider, wider, wider. Point your toes out. Reach back with your hands. Sound of my voice, look forward. Do not look at me. Reach out, palms up. Reach out, palms up, toward me. Back. Hands behind your back, palms up. Hands behind your back, palms up, toward the sky. Do not move. Look away from me. Look away. Look away. Keep your feet together. Sir, if you cannot follow my commands, the next thing you're going to get some taser.
Trooper Salt.
You see this shit? Nigga, which one is it? You told me spread my legs apart. Father, water.
Why didn't you tell me just to mollywop? Mollywop for me.
This motherfucker, put your feet back together. Close together. Oh,
Put them
if
together.
you goddamn
Close
not
your legs.
listen to me, I'm gonna fuck you up.
Open your legs. Point your thumbs up.
Close your
Point them
legs.
down.
Close your legs. Put them up.
Ridiculous.
Close your legs. You are now motherfucking goddamn obstruction of justice.
Red light, green light, 1, 2, 3.
You see this shit? Oh my God.
Ridiculous, Don. Degrading.
Huh?
Degrading.
You see why I ride a bike? A bicycle?
Yeah, you just get run off the road, that's all.
No, nigga, I be on the sidewalk. I be on the bike path. God damn it. These
Step out, please.
motherfuckers.
Run arrest. Turn around, face that way, please.
Jealous.
Turn around, face that way, please. Spread your
Look at
feet.
this giant.
Spread your feet. Wider. 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 Point your toes out. Reach back with your hands.
Oh.
Sound of my voice, look forward. Do not look at me. Reach out, palms up. Reach out, palms up, toward me.
Why can't you
Back.
look at him?
Hands behind your back, palms up. Hands behind your back, palms up, toward the sky. Do not move. Look away from me. Look away. Look away. Keep your feet together. Sir, if you cannot follow my commands, the next thing you're going to get some taser.
Trooper Salter shouts a series of confusing and often contradictory commands at Mr. Montgomery, and then threatens to tase him as he struggles to...
Man, my stomach hurt on this one. Why this got to be the last one? This should be the first one I played. This shit here done fucked my whole goddamn Thursday up. What the fuck?
Sir, if you cannot follow my commands, the next thing you're going to get some taser.
Trooper Salter shouts a series of confusing and often contradictory commands at Mr. Montgomery, and then threatens to tase him as he struggles to understand the commands and comply. It has been well documented that human perception can become distorted in high-stress situations, making it hard to focus on and comply with police officers. For this reason, police best practices generally require officers to issue clear and concise commands to help ensure that suspects can understand them. Lexipol, a public safety policy consultant that works with police departments, states that, quote, too much information can cause misunderstanding or confusion. Commands should be short and easy to understand. The Commonwealth of Massachusetts Municipal Police Training Committee Recruit Officer course on motor vehicle stops provides similar guidance. Quote, effective communication by police during motor vehicle stops is critical for safety, taking enforcement action, and building positive community relationships, and encouraging officers to, quote, be clear, concise, and cordial. Use a normal voice tone and cadence to talk with occupants, not at them. Officers should greet drivers by stating their name and law enforcement agency, and that, quote, absent a specific need to remove driver or passengers, instruct all occupants to remain seated inside vehicle with doors closed. If the occupant does need to be removed from the vehicle, officers should, quote, request and wait for backup to arrive first. Remove passengers one at a time. Gather all passengers together in a safe location. It is unclear why Trooper Salter believed it was necessary to order Mr. Montgomery out of the vehicle, and there are many aspects of the approach.
This is in the middle of a fucking street. He doing this shit. Newbie.
And you wonder why they get run over.
Oh.
And he didn't identify himself. You heard what the guy said?
Damn sure didn't. And told him, don't look at me. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. You look better. I'm fuck you up. You better not turn around.
You better not see it coming. You better not see it coming. Don't look at me.
For real. Yeah. He could kill this nigga. He could shoot this motherfucker up, crawl to find some help, and he wouldn't be able to identify the man that shot him in the back.
There it is, Don.
Approach he took with Mr. Montgomery that do not comply with modern policing standards. Similarly, a suspect failing to comply with orders would not be sufficient grounds for an officer to use a taser under today's applicable legal standards. In the 2016 case of Armstrong versus Village of Pinehurst, the Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals, which has jurisdiction over the state of South Carolina, determined that, quote, a police officer may only use serious injurious force, like a taser, when an objectively reasonable officer would conclude that the circumstances present a risk of immediate immediate danger that could be mitigated by the use of force. Because Mr. Montgomery was not even physically resisting Trooper Salter, the use of a taser in this situation would have been unjustified under this standard.
Palms up toward the sky behind your back. Do not move. At 25 over, you get arrested.
Now, have somebody come get my car, make a phone call, and we're gonna actually break it. Can I get my phone? Yeah. I don't have seat. What's phone? I don't know exactly where it is, but I need to get it. Okay. That don't mean search my car, bruh.
Mr. Montgomery asks Trooper Salter to retrieve his phone, and then privately remarks to himself that he was not offering permission to search the vehicle. While there is an exception to the warrant requirement that allows officers to search a vehicle incident to a lawful arrest, there are strict limitations on when such a search can be conducted. In the 2009 case of Arizona versus Gant, the Supreme Court held that, quote, police may search a vehicle incident to a recent occupant's arrest only if the arrestee is within reaching distance of the passenger compartment at the time of the search, or it is reasonable to believe the vehicle contains evidence of the offense of arrest. When these justifications are absent, a search of an arrestee's vehicle will be unreasonable unless police obtain a warrant or show that another exception to the warrant requirement applies. Under this standard, Trooper Salter would not have been within his authority to search Mr. Montgomery's vehicle in this situation, as Mr. Montgomery was already in handcuffs and sitting in the cruiser. However, because Mr. Montgomery gave Trooper Salter permission to obtain his phone from the vehicle, under the plain view doctrine, Trooper Salter would have been able to seize any contraband or evidence that he could see in the vehicle while retrieving the phone. So while Trooper Salter technically could not lawfully search the vehicle, because Mr. Montgomery consented to him entering the vehicle to get his phone, he would have been able to seize any evidence found in plain view. It's also important to note that had Mr. Montgomery's vehicle been impounded, the vehicle could have been lawfully searched as part of a routine inventory search. These caretaking procedures have almost uniformly been upheld by the state courts. Applying the Fourth Amendment standard of reasonableness, the state courts have overwhelmingly concluded that even if an inventory is characterized as a search, the intrusion is constitutionally permissible. However, in this situation, the police allowed Mr. Montgomery's mother to pick up the vehicle instead of impounding it, so an inventory search would not have been justified.
Hey, Mama, how you doing? I'm not in the best predicament, but it's not a bad one. Ouch. I got arrested for going too fast. You got arrested for going too fast? Yeah, I was going like 89 and a 50, 55. No. They're going to give me a ticket, but yeah, they arrested me. I'm literally like right down the street from home.
Mr. Montgomery explains that he was arrested for speeding, which, under South Carolina law, Trooper Salter was within his authority to do. According to Section 56-5-1520 of the South Carolina Code, there are 4 categories of misdemeanor speeding offenses classified according to how much over the speed limit an individual is driving. The first 3 categories are speeding offenses where an individual drives less than 25 miles an hour above the posted speed limit. Speeding offenses within these classifications are punishable by fines only, ranging from $15 to $75. If an individual is driving more than 25 miles an hour above the posted speed limit, which Mr. Montgomery was allegedly doing in this situation, they can be punished by a fine of up to $200 and imprisoned for up to 30 days, no matter how fast an individual is going. The South Carolina Supreme Court held in the 1967 case of State versus DeBerry that, quote, a law enforcement officer is authorized to arrest a citizen for a misdemeanor such as speeding or reckless driving committed in his presence. On the other hand, some states have prohibited officers from arresting individuals for low-level offenses. For example, in the 2014 case of Shea versus Porter, the United States District Court in the District of Massachusetts explained that, quote, under Massachusetts law, a person may not be arrested solely for the offense of speeding. However, the fact that state law prohibits an arrest for a lower-level offense does not automatically make an arrest that violates the state statute unconstitutional. In the 2001 case of Atwater versus City of Lago Vista, the Supreme Court noted that, quote, if an officer has probable cause to believe that an individual has committed even a very minor criminal offense in his presence, he may, without violating the Fourth Amendment, arrest the offender. So while Trooper Salter's decision to arrest Mr. Montgomery instead of issuing him a citation may have demonstrated poor discretion, it was not unlawful or unconstitutional. After arresting Mr. Montgomery, Trooper Salter took him to jail, where he spent the night before being released on a $355 bond. The speeding charge against Mr. Montgomery was eventually dismissed dismissed after Trooper Salter did not show up for court. Shortly after the incident, Trooper Salter was suspended pending an investigation by the Office of Professional Responsibility. In August of 2014, Trooper Salter was fired for violating agency policies, including conduct unbecoming of a state employee during his arrest of Mr. Montgomery. Overall, Trooper Salter gets an F for exercising poor discretion throughout the stop, issuing complicated and contradictory commands while threatening.
And that nigga gets a J for being jealous of a nigga.
For being a jackass.
A jealous jackass. A JJA for being a jealous fucking jackass. Yeah. This is bullshit. Then had compassion and said, because he could have told that motherfucking car though. Then had compassion and said, yeah, I'll get your phone. You call your mama, tell her come pick up the real nice ass call you in, nigga. But you gonna
Man, we would have been waiting till I got to the precinct to make that phone call. You're not getting in my car.
Look here. You notice that he was suspended. He was released or what? He was fired? The cop?
He was first suspended, then he was, fired.
Because the NFL got in their ass.
Oh, of course. That's the only reason why this turned out the way it did.
That's the way it did for that cop. Hell yeah, the NFL goddamn whooped that ass. The NFL boy, that nigga got a team of goddamn crackle serious about they niggas.
But nah, let's not get this wrong.
To them.
All he has to do is go to the next town and he gets hired in precinct. You know that, right?
That's true. That's very true. This nigga fired over one incident. It ain't like I thought they were gonna say this cop had a lot of previous violation of policies on his record, so we had to fire. No, this is the first. Cause that nigga's an NFL player.
Oh yeah.
This is this cop's first goddamn time.
The same rules don't apply, Don.
Okay, man. Goddamn, look like I gotta join the NFL to get some goddamn protection around this motherfucker.
Yeah, even if you're a water boy and you're throwing towels, you're good, Don. You're good.
Even if you're a water nigga, huh?
Cheerleader, either way.
Threatening to tase Mr. Montgomery, and for maintaining a condescending and unprofessional attitude. An F for exercising poor discretion throughout the stop, issuing complicated and contradictory commands while threatening to tase Mr. Montgomery, and for maintaining a condescending and unprofessional attitude throughout the encounter. Mr. Montgomery gets an A, because although he could have invoked his right to remain silent more effectively, he remained calm and cordial throughout the encounter, did his best to comply with the trooper's commands, and followed up this interaction with the proper channel of complaint. And his ability to remain calm.
He didn't even get cocky with that motherfucker. You notice that shit? Most niggas would have got cocky. Most niggas would have, motherfucker, I'm a goddamn NFL player. You don't treat me like this, motherfucker. I just won a goddamn motherfucker. I caught goddamn 350,000 goddamn yards this season. Bitch, go look at my IG. You'll see who the fuck I am. Don't do me like this. Don't do me like this, Mr. White Man. You love football.
Come on, Daddy.
Don't do me like this. I seen a few rap niggas get cocky like that, and that cop did not give two fucks who the fuck they is.
Nope.
Motherfucker went straight to jail.
Not a man.
Like, you know who the fuck
again,
I
like
am?
you said, those NFL, players, they're on steroids and everything. They get that roid rage. This guy was completely compliant.
For real. And every goddamn thing, even trying to do his hands the right way, spread his legs for the part.
Man, I thought he was gonna do a pirouette. He looked like a ballerina for a minute there.
God damn, boy. This is bullshit. All right, they say he get an A. Yeah, he get an A- or A. Okay, this is my
The encounter, did his best to comply with the trooper's commands, and followed up this interaction with the proper channel of complaint. And his ability to remain calm and collected while being threatened with a taser for failing to obey contradictory orders is admirable. I commend Mr. Montgomery for peacefully enduring Trooper Salter's abuse of professional discretion. And I commend the South Carolina Office of Professional Responsibility for holding Trooper Salter accountable. Thank you for watching.
They ain't did nobody like that but an NFL nigga. That's it.
Yeah, he just got promoted to the FBI or something. That's why he
they goddamn like that damn state trooper goddamn shit. You really do some shit to that. Now, no motherfucking NFL got in that ass. God damn. Woo. Well, boys and girls, 17 minutes. We're going into overtime. I got some more shit for y'all. That's goddamn took about two hours to learn a little bit, a little something. Give y'all ignorance of the law is no excuse, even if your ass is in front of the law. Because these cops are dumb as fuck, man. You got to know your shit. You got to know how to fucking pull it off. You might go to jail anyway, especially being a nigga. So there's two
you
niggas
going
that...
down. You going, but, you just might as well be comfortable with going.
Man, I ain't going to jail. I'm going to kill me, nigga. Kill me so that niggas around the fucking world would tell every goddamn city in this motherfucker for my death.
Oh, that would happen.
Kill me, bitch.
That would happen.
Kill me, bitch. I want to be listed on that poster with all the rest of the dead niggas that you killed.
You want to be a martyr?
I want to be a martyr, motherfucker. Kill me, bitch.
Hey,
Leave me of my motherfucking slavery in this motherfucker.
Even Jesus didn't want to go down. You want to go?
Shit, nigga, I'm ready. Ready, motherfucker. Fuck that shit. I'm talking shit to your motherfucking ass. I don't give a fuck, nigga. In my head. Tase me in my head, bitch. Give a fuck. Kill me, motherfucker. God damn.
Oh, man.
They best said she'd die. I'd rather die than go to jail. You'll be a martyr too, goddamn. We'll be like, hey, you know what I'm saying? You already know what they did to Mike, Sandra, Tavon, Floyd, Fred.
One thing I can say is that you're worth more than that, though.
We'll be throwing the bet in the bet. Tawana Broadly, here, goddamn about it, man. Like, your name will be listed. Oh, shit. Lord have mercy. You rather die than go to jail. This is really about us, accurately speaking our rights to the cops, but we just happen to be black. They get pissed. So we might end up going to jail. We might end up dead because they don't like educated Negroes. They don't like intelligent Negroes. You know what I'm saying? Now, one time, the cops with the white private investigator. Now, one time they felt they were being dumbed down because that's their kind. They were
being belligerent, Doc.
Yeah.
They were being belligerent.
Like, damn, that motherfucker know his shit. No longer asking him for his identification. They would ask, are you an investigator or something? What, you a private investigator? Because, motherfucker, you know some shit. You know what we don't know. Yeah. So, yeah, they, you are not going to be congratulated for being an intelligent Negro. I'm telling you that shit right now. Yeah. So, let's see what else I got for y'all. All right, I'm going to leave this little shit. It's a few things real quick. Newbie, you might like this one here. One, BBC.com. The microchip implants that let you pay with your hand. This was 3 days ago by the BBC. You hear this shit, Newbie?
Crazy.
The microchip implants that let you pay with your hand. Yep. This is because
you saying that just brought up something. With this whole situation we just watched, cop pulls you over now, your microchip, they don't even have to ask you for your ID. Scan you.
Just like they don't have to ask you for your insurance card no more. It's all digital.
Done.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You claim your rights then.
Huh?
I said you claim your rights then, after you've been scanned. You're just giving up your rights, basically. With
hell yeah.
Chips and
That's
everything.
It.
Done deal.
Yeah.
Digital Constitution.
Yeah.
That's the digital Constitution right there, Doc.
That's the digital Constitution, Newbie.
Boom.
God damn, boy, you sure know how to connect the dots. God damn, that boy smart. Oh, sugar, bad motherfucker. Damn. Now, again, 1998, the microchip was first implanted in a human back in 1998. Did y'all know that shit? The first microchip was implanted in a human back in 1998. Let me take it for one, real quick. Let me take it back. You also have, this is a woman, they already got a woman paying for her meal in a cafe using a contactless payment chip implanted in her head, in her hand. Let me show y'all this shit. All right, y'all can see now. I got it for you. All right, so look, this chick right here, already on and popping. Cause remember, I've been told y'all corporations been done chipped some of these folks. They some been. A lot of corporations got their employees already chipped.
Not your corpse, military too, Don. Military.
Military too.
Yep.
Not all the military though, right? Cause I know my nephew ain't goddamn fucked around and got that chip. That nigga know too much. You know what I'm saying? They probably did that shit, like, unwillingly, unknowing.
That's what I was about to say. They give you all those damn injections. You don't know what they're putting in you.
Yeah, and you can swallow a chip. And that nanobite, you know where exactly to go. They don't have to use no needle to implant that shit in your goddamn hand. That nanobite, that nanotechnology know to travel right to the palm of your hand, don't it?
Sure does.
It know exactly where to go.
Or at the base of your brain.
Yeah, and it's so tiny, man, you can swallow that shit and wouldn't know. Shit, we probably already chipped. That's probably why they're able to get our brain waves, newbie.
Yep.
Probably already chipped around this bitch. And our chip keep malfunctioning and shit.
Yeah, we keep short-circuiting them, you know?
Hell yeah, nigga. Goddamn magnetic particles frying the hell out of that chip. The chip ain't fried our brain.
Graphene oxide.
Hell yeah, ain't none in our system.
Hell no.
Ain't no graphene oxide in our blood. So you see the chick right here, right? Yeah, okay, a woman paying for her meal in a cafe using a contactless payment chip in the implant in her hand. All right, Patrick Paulman causes a stir whenever he pays for something in a shop or restaurant. This is because the 37-year-old doesn't need to use a bank card or his mobile phone to pay. Instead, he simply places his left hand near the contactless card reader and the payment goes through. The reactions I get from cashiers are priceless, says Mr. Paulman, a security guard from the Netherlands he is. He is able to pay using his hand because back in 2019, he had a contactless payment chip injected under his skin. The procedure hurts as much as when someone pinches your skin, he says. A microchip was first implanted into a human back in 1998. They lying about the first implant. It was not 1998. They just want to make it like the first clone me was goddamn 2002. Like that lie shit. Y'all been cloning me. Stop lying about that shit. The first human clone was back in 1999. Y'all got human clones, motherfucker, for the past 200, 300, 3,000 fucking years. Y'all been doing this shit.
The Egyptians were doing that. What are you talking about? Please.
Yeah, stop lying,
people
motherfucker.
Are so full of it.
For real, be like the first to make people feel a little bit better. Oh, 1998, they just started it. Okay, I get it. Shit, get the fuck out of here. No, they lying. All right. So.
And the chipping, they were doing that on pets all along.
A long time ago.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, and humans. Humans been chipped up. Them vaccines ain't nothing but chips. They've been had this. If they've been having the computer, and the computer needs chips, and they knew the human needs chips. They know. They know what they're doing. Here we go. So a microchip was first implanted into a human back. It was into a human back in 1998. But it is only during the past decade that the technology has been available commercially. So, and when it comes to implantable payment chips, British Polish firm, Polish? How you spell Polish?
Polish.
How you spell Polish?
Both, same, Polish.
Okay. British Polish firm. Walletmore is the name of it, says that the last year it became the first company to offer them for sale. The implant can be used to pay for a drink on the beach in Rio, a coffee in New York, a haircut in Paris, or at your local grocery store, says founder and chief executive, what's that part talking?
For sale, Don?
Countless. It can be used wherever contactless payments are accepted. Y'all gonna start seeing that shit.
So
now the Walletmore's chip, which weigh less than a gram and is a little bigger than a grain of rice. Now familiar, newbie?
Yep.
Is comprised of a tiny microchip and an antenna encased in a biopolymer, a natural source material similar to plastic. Mr. Pop Rada adds that it is entirely safe, has regulatory approval, works immediately after being implanted, and will stay firmly in place. It also does not require a battery or other power source. Really? The firm says it has now sold more than 500 of the chips. The technology Walletmore uses a near-field communication, or NFC, the contactless payment system in smartphones. Other payment implants are based on radio frequency identification, RFID, which is the similar technology typically found in physical contactless debit and credit cards. And you see the X-ray? See the chip?
Yep.
No
right in between the thumb and the index finger.
The mark of the beast in the palm of their fucking hand.
There you go.
Man, how long we been telling these motherfuckers about this shit? They ain't been do no shit like that. Cashless society like a motherfucker. For many of us, the idea of having such a chip implanted in our body is an appalling one, but a 2021 survey of more than 4,000 people across the UK and the Europe Union found that 51% would consider it. However, without giving a percentage figure, the report added that invasiveness and security issues remain a major concern for respondents. You're talking about a serious tracking device like a motherfucker, too.
How about crooks, Don? Please. They have a field day with this.
Did you say crooks?
Yeah.
Like how? Explain the crooks.
Well, the same way that they can steal your credit card numbers with these devices that they put over the gas station payment systems. No different. Yeah. Same thing. Now they don't even have to look at you. They'll steal your information from 20 feet away.
These motherfuckers, the real crooks are these type of people. Your governments are the real crooks. We're just the criminals saying to try to make a way. We're not the crooks. We have to find ways to get around these sick son of a bitches.
Faraday bags.
Yeah. I remember when they did the credit card. Remember when they first came out with the credit card, they were saying it was safer. So that way people won't, steal you for your money. Give me your goddamn money. I ain't got no money, nigga. I got a credit card. Oh, shit, I can't fucking rob you then. Remember they were saying credit cards were more safer than carrying cash? Then, boom, and people started creating them scammers. The credit card scammers. So they can steal all your information, the machines. Yeah. Nothing is safe. No one is safe. There's no such thing as safe sex. There's no such thing as security on your doors and cars and homes and shit. So you're right. This shit is still not safe. It doesn't matter. They keep lying about safety and shit. And it's better and shit. They're liars. They just want to keep people still in line for the next shit. And we already knew what the next shit was. The chip in their fucking hand. Right?
And their heads, yep.
Nothing is safe. Nothing. When they install airbags, they said airbags would be safe. Airbags done killed so many motherfuckers. Everything they say. They said goddamn what? The vaccines are 100% safe.
90
that
seconds.
That shit done killed so many goddamn people. Are you fucking kidding me? Every time they mention safe, you know they lied. Do not get in the line when they try to sell you safe. Don't line up with the rest of these dummies. What up, Steph? Got it? All right, here we go. All right, so, however, without giving a percentage figure, the report added that
60 seconds.
And security issues remain a major concern for respondents. No shit. Ain't no such thing as security. Chip implants contain the same kind of technology that people use on a daily basis, from key fobs to unlock doors, public transit cards like the London Oyster card, or bank cards with contactless payment function. The reading distance is limited by the small antenna coil inside the implant. The implant needs to be within, let's check this. The implant needs to be within the electromagnetic field of a compatible RFID or NFC reader. So all you need is to have your own electromagnetic field and just go downtown,
10 seconds.
Park, New York, around a whole bunch of people and just be scanning the hell out of their fucking palms, man, stealing all their goddamn cash.
That's what I said, Dad. You don't even have to be near them anymore.
No, you do. You have to be close enough to them. And you know, people love walking in confound areas like downtowns and shit, malls. You know what I'm saying? And you know, you just passing by a motherfucker. You know, you bam, just taking everybody's shit. This shit, wow. Faraday, you better put your hand in the Faraday bag, motherfucker, if your ass ain't at a counter.
I'm going to start selling Faraday outfits, you know, tops and bottoms.
Faraday gloves and shit. He gonna need some Faraday gloves.
It's a niche. It's a niche, Don.
I know. This is wild. Woo! Wow. The reading distance is limited by the small antenna coil inside the implant. The implant needs to be within the electromagnetic field of a compatible RFID or NFC reader. It's time to buy them, y'all. Everybody purchase an RFID or NFC reader.
Oh, they had them a long time ago, Don. Alibaba, you can get them.
Yeah,
and that's what I'm saying. You don't even have to be near the person. They have to be near the hub, whatever you have that's reading it. But you don't have to be near the people.
But it said it has to be within the electromagnetic field of a compatible reader.
Right.
Right.
So they have to be near the reader, not you.
Right.
Not the user.
No, we will hold the reader. We will have the RFID reader.
I was thinking that you would put it in a location where people could just frequent and let them do the job, you know?
Now, every time I go out, I'm going to have that RFID reader around these motherfuckers just snatching their shit. Snatching these motherfuckers shit.
I'm saying too much. I'm sorry.
Hell yeah, I damn sure I had that. Hey, shit. You know, people got their malls, beaches, parades and shit. You know what I'm talking about? Million Man marches and shit. Motherfucker be right out there just snatching all that shit with my RFID reader. What you talking about? You feel me? And Beth said, man, we're going to be walking around looking like Apollonia and Vanity with little gloves everywhere. Hell yeah, goddamn. I ain't finna get no damn chip. I know it's going to be impossible to pull it, not to get it, but I ain't finna get the shit. I already know this shit coming. You know what I'm saying? I already know. So I'm still trying to figure out how to pull off my, you know what I'm saying, how to dodge this whole ass shit. You know? I'm not finna put no chip in my ass. You got me fucked up. I'm not doing no whole ass shit. Anyway, where are we? He asked that, the reading distance is limited by the small antenna coil inside the implant. The implant needs to be within the electromagnetic field of a compatible RFID or NFC reader. Only when there is a magnetic coupling between the reader and the transponder can the implant can be read. See? It's got to be a magnetic coupling. And you know that's wild because this shit is going to fuck up your goddamn laws of attraction. Because everybody is a magnet. You know, our body is made of magnets. We have a magnetic fucking goddamn grid in our fucking cavity. We have a magnetic cavity in our brain. Our brain cavity is a magnetic field. Excuse me, let me say it right. You know what I'm saying? So you add this magnet ass shit in these people's bodies, that's gonna throw up. That's gonna throw up. Ooh. Oh my God. Talking about some serious robots. RFID chips are used in pets to identify them when they're lost, but it's not possible to locate them using an RFID chip implant. The missing pet needs to be found physically. Then the entire body gets scanned until the RFID chip implant is found and read. Yet the issue with such chips and what causes concern is whether in the future they become even more advanced, packed full of a person's private data, and in turn, newbie, mute your background, and in turn, whether this information is secure and if a person could indeed be tracked. Ah, man, this shit long as fuck though, but y'all already know. There it is.
We get the gist.
Yeah, me too. Yep. That'll do it. I got one more thing too. Damn, it's 3:00 and I'm still standing. I still don't have a computer. Can you believe that? Still standing on the treadmill without moving. Man, the fuck is bullshit.
You are the computer, guy.
So I'm actually streaming from my antenna in my head and shit.
There it is.
I will hold on, I got some more. I passed all the police stuff. Oh, this one was a really good one, y'all. This lawyer conversation, I give y'all that next Thursday. Hold up. Oh, I think this is it. Discovery in Ecuador, the 7 to 8. Hold on, I'm looking for your FBI people. Oh, Pentagon, UFO papers. Time travel is possible and could help us visit other worlds. We know that shit, bitch. Y'all want to hear a little bit of that? Time travel is possible. The Pentagon UFO papers. Damn, even the Pentagon got UFO goddamn papers. Time travel is possible and could help us visit other worlds. Already done that. Do that all the time. Okay. This is in their paper, okay? According to the documents released, and I'm about to click on it. Damn, it's 15,000 pages of the Pentagon documents. Let me find it. Am I already on it? Yeah, Pentagon releases 15,000 pages of secret documents about classified UFO program. They took me to they tricked the bitch. I clicked on it thinking they're going to take me to the Pentagon. According to the documents released by the Pentagon, time travel and anti-gravity technologies. I've been telling motherfuckers, I can't believe people don't believe. If there's a gravity, there's an anti-gravity. God damn, I don't know why they got down high shit from the people and then put in their damn face. I have my ass looking like I'm just making up shit like ain't no such goddamn thing about it. Phys.org. PHYS.org. What up, Zena? I'm sorry I ain't been in the YouTube because unfortunately I'm only stuck on one computer and not two.
So what up, everybody that's over there on YouTube? I can't see you right now. Graphene gets enhanced by flashing. This is fizz.org, okay? This came out March 2022, March 31st, and we're in April.
Now, you said graphene?
Yeah, this to answer your question or to your statement. This goes right along with what you was mentioning about graphene. You ready? You ready?
Go.
Graphene gets enhanced by flashing. Flashing. You hear this? Oh,
I'm
shit.
hearing it.
Wait a minute, Zena. Graphene gets enhanced by flashing. Y'all don't remember I told y'all I was coming back from Orlando? There was that Halloween bullshit that Universal had or one of them. And and I'm on the highway and the sign says, keep going, don't slow down. Every time I get close to going under a bridge. When I go under this bridge, it's a huge flash. So it's like 50 fucking bridges I'll go under, but the sign says, keep going first, don't slow down. Remember I told y'all about that shit? Please tell me I told y'all about those flashing goddamn lights. Yeah.
It sounds familiar now.
Because the first time I went through one, right, coming back from Orlando, I didn't see the sign or no shit like that. And I went under this bridge and I literally slowed down because the flash hit my fucking eyes. I'm like, what the fuck? Right? Because that's the first thing you're going to do. You cannot see for a goddamn split second. So I went past that bridge, driving for about another 30 miles. And then another sign pops up. Now I see the sign that says, don't slow down. Boom, now I'm under the bridge. Right under that fucking bridge, a flash. Psh, again. But I still slow the fuck down. All the way back home. It was on like the major highways. So what the fuck does this say? Graphene gets enhanced by flashing. Flashing graphene into existence from waste was merely a good start. Now Rice University researchers are customizing it. The Rice Lab of chemist James Tour has modified his flash Joule heating process to produce doped graphene that trailers the atom-thick material structures and electronic states to make them more suitable for optical and electronic nano devices. The doping process adds other elements to graphene's 2D carbon matrix. The process, reported in the American Chemical Society journal, ACS, Nano shows how graphene can be doped with a single element or with pairs or trios of elements. The process was demonstrated with the single elements, boron, nitrogen, oxygen, phosphorus, and sulfur, a 2-element combination of boron and nitrogen, and a 3-element mix of boron, nitrogen, and sulfur. The process takes about 1 second and both catalyst and solvent free. And is entirely, I think that should deal with the flashing lights. They got it on the highway now. And they flash you under the bridge. Because, you know, the bridge hides the sunlight.
As far as flashing is concerned, I think it's kind of like a heating process done.
I get that, but I think that everybody who got that little shit in their head, that damn thing come and flash their ass, you feel me?
Yeah, the little MIB flash thing, right?
With that shit.
The Men in Black. The Men in Black flash thing.
Yeah, it's the I'm telling you, it's bright as fuck. And it say, don't slow down. And you just still going the same speed and shit. You know, you hit a bridge, you underneath a bridge, that shit go peep. Shit go cheek. Take the fucking guy. I mean, you are blinded for like 1 second. Zena, give me a mic check. How you doing today, baby? Zena, can we get a mic check from you, boo? Hello?
Yes.
Hey. Hey, Zena.
What's good? What's up,
All right,
lady?
you gonna explain it for us, babe?
Honestly, I ain't really 100% clear when I read about the flashing part. I was kind of hoping the brain trust could get together and make it make sense. Put it together.
Well, like
Well,
I said,
you
as far as the
got newbie as a brain trust because I'm a conspiracy theorist, and I said October 30 motherfucking 1st, them lights under that shit kept goddamn flashing, and then I pull up that fucking show now. I pull up that show. I said that shit got something to do with that goddamn vaccine shit.
Well, when we hear graphene, we know definitely it has something to do with it. But the flashing, I know of it. The only reason why I know about flashing is because sterilizing equipment. And they call it flashing, and it's a heating process to sterilize equipment fast. So it's a heating process.
Flashing.
Yes.
I got you, baby, but this graphene.
Yes, it is graphene for sure.
I could be wrong as fuck, but why would my subconscious develop the negative of October 31st experience regarding this? I totally forgot about it. Why would my subconscious bring it up? Think. Okay?
Let's work it out.
Right, Zena? Why would it bring it up? Why would it bring it up? Why my subconscious say, here, you're going to need this?
Because that's what they're going to be doing. They're going to be flashing those that went to the bar or be able to distinguish.
And you can flash millions, hundreds of millions at the same time that travels to and fro on them highways.
Yeah, and you'll be generating energy from doing it too, because graphene emits like energy.
Did you feel any heat, Don?
No, nigga, I ain't got ain't no graphene in my skull.
No. See? Notice what I asked you, what you said. I asked you, did you feel anything hot? Did you feel heat?
No, because I ain't got no goddamn graphene in my skull.
Okay.
Oh, well, see, that really don't count. I turn my heat on even in the summertime when I'm driving. Sorry.
Okay. All right.
So I can't answer that. I know. I don't belong on this planet. I'm supposed to be living on the sun. Yeah. What you guys saying?
No, go down. No.
No. Tell me what you about to say.
Because I have my little conspiracy theorist hat on too.
I love a conspiracy theorist, man, because it all be making sense. We're the only one that know how to connect the dots to this old whole ass shit, man. You know they ain't finna put it right there in your face. They just give you a damn title like flashing causes graphene. Graphene gets enhanced by flashing. Then they give you a whole bunch of rhetoric. Come on now.
Yep.
Why is that important for you to put in the article?
And then linking back to time travel, Don?
No. Zena dropped that. So I cut the time traveling article off and clicked on that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, nigga. Why? Because then your ass gonna get the fucking chip like your wife?
No, I'm just saying that you can understand why the people
Graphene gonna get our ass to time travel, motherfucker. I'm in. What do I line up at? Oh, shit. Nah. This is the article Zena just dropped. I just so happened to look into what's the name. I said, we're going to pause that time traveling shit. This is important.
Yeah. If you look down in this article, it says flashing graphene into existence. So they're flashing graphene into existence using some type of flashing heating method, and they're able to just create graphene into existence. What do they say? Out of using carbon into valuable.
Did they say carbon?
Yeah, using carbon. Yeah, the flash graphene method can turn any source of carbon into valuable 2D materials in milliseconds. Now, over to that article, the other article I just dropped, because both of these dropped about the same week. Sorry, that's my fault. And I teach stuff like that to send it to myself. 'Cause I don't have nobody to talk to.
Well, you have us.
It's exactly. If y'all don't be wanting to talk about shit in the Navy, anyway,
You talking about
I
in
try
the
to
AP?
fit in when I can.
It's good to put it on record on the show, though. You got to spend more time on the show giving us all this goddamn food to eat, baby.
I actually did drop the link or mention it on the show. I think about twice about the graphene and the other article about them scientists build circuits that generate clean limitless power from graphene. I mentioned it on the show once. I think either might be once or twice, but it kind of,
Now, when you say
It's
on
okay.
the show, are you saying your mic was open and you were speaking?
Yes.
Okay.
I actually said it before. And I dropped it too. I dropped the link, but it's cool. It's cool. But I'll just bring another one up. So remember, they use heat, right, and carbon to make the flash it into existence. So it can go on forever. With this technique, they can produce graphene, unlimitless graphene, and it's used for power. And they putting it in people's body. But so going to the other one, the other link I dropped where it says scientists can build circuit that generates clean, limitless power from graphene. It says in the first paragraph, it said a team of University of Arkansas physicists has successfully developed a circuit capable of capturing graphene's thermal motion, which is the same as that flash heating. You know what I'm saying? That's both thermal. So this thermal motion, and converting it into an electrical current. So I think they're going to use humans for that thermal motion and that source of carbon, and flashing, unlimited amounts of graphene for power. There's many things they can use with that.
So basically putting a battery in the person, like copper top, like the Matrix.
Turning them into
So they're going to be using humans for power.
Mm-hmm. Because they can make it in there, unlimited, with this technique.
Yeah, I can see that.
And they always in motion, and they're thermal. Yeah,
I can,
and
that's the same thing that cryptocurrency is using. Our motion. To mine for the goddamn crypto and to create the blocks. So to put the graphene in all humans instead of God damn, there'll be what the fuck? What the fuck? Copper top, batteries, for real. Humans would be batteries. Yeah.
I actually had a dream about that, but
tell me about it.
It was a dream where I'm trying to take out all the extras, but basically what happened was they was taking these beings, and I guess they're humanoid. They did, but it was like humans had blockheads, and they was waving this battery type of thing across them their head, like. And for some reason, I knew it was one side was positive, one side was negative, just like a battery. And they just across the top of the head, right across the top of the head, they were taking these batteries across the top of the head. I don't know where that dream came from, but it was like a charge or something like that.
That's a vision.
This is probably like 2000. Let's see, I had to drink. I was with that nigga at the time, and there was something else they kind of brought into. So this is probably about 2014. I had that dream. 2013, 2014. I said 2013. Yeah.
Yeah, man, you actually saw it happening. Yeah, they're gonna use humans, their batteries. That damn Matrix shit, the truth. Use them for power, battery, copper tops. We say unlimited power, right?
Yeah.
Nubi, how that sound to you? Can you see it?
Yeah.
Nubi, can you see what Zena is saying?
I can see it, Don.
Right. Especially based on those two articles and her vision in 2014 That's what it was about. Not just that only, but that is part of what it's about. That's the next stage right there. With them two links, the article links that Zena just gave us, that's their 6 degrees deeper. The 6 degrees that's on the surface is the graphene oxide that was placed in the humans. This article that Homegirl just gave us is the one that's coming next. That's what's coming next. Once everybody is graphene oxide body is altered, they're going to become copper tops. They're going to keep, I guess, power, electricity? You know what I'm saying? Or something. And you remember, right, when people took, I don't know which vax it was, but they became a walking magnet to silverware and shit?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's because of the graphene. That was because of the graphene. Yeah.
Yeah, this shit here you just gave us is their next step. Now, you know what I'm saying, is their next step. Turning motherfuckers into batteries, using them for power.
Which we read. That's what those patents we was reading. That's all a part of it too.
Like the
body for crypto mining.
Right, and the luciferase and all that shit, because he was talking about electromagnetism and lights with the luciferase. Microsoft, y'all, with the patent on, the luciferase and something else, right, is inside the vaccines that they use. That is a really good one. I'm gonna grab it one day, and hopefully I'll be able to focus. And that's a lot of information. It sounds confusing, and probably boring. That patent that Microsoft got on the luciferase, and it was something else. The luciferase, and it was something else. In the hydrogel. Yeah, and a few others, and it talks about luminous light and a whole bunch of shit in the patent. And in Pfizer, it has all the information that this particular Microsoft patent has. All that ingredients is in those vaccines. That's in Microsoft patent. You're thinking, like, when you think of Microsoft, what does Microsoft have anything to do with people's bodies? Why the ingredient Microsoft has in the patent is also the ingredients or the information that's in the patents of Pfizer and all the rest of them. Yeah. Exactly.
Come on, girl.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. Yeah, man, that shit there, wow. Like, you got to put two and two together, don't you, Zena? Yeah. That shit, wow. You're right. Man, that vision that they showed your ass, shouted, is coming to pass. And that's not far from 2014. Damn sure ain't far from a lot of their patents. And this damn show ain't, and some of their patents that they had set up was from the 90s. They was getting in place in the 90s. Microsoft was patenting this shit in the 90s. I think, 90s, 2000. And all these companies has all the ingredients that Microsoft patent has. And these companies deal with so-called saving the fucking world from a goddamn plague or a pandemic by giving you an injection. Wow. OS system, huh? They figured out a way to use humans.
Yeah.
Right. So if I get the robots, the androids, to man the companies, to run these companies and manufacturing plants and grocery stores, I can only utilize the humans to, one, stay uploaded to the feed. You get it, Zena? All they would be doing is inside the computer network anyway. They would be inside the interface of the huge-ass computer machine. So you won't have a job. the AIs take over your job, and all you do is stay on your smart devices. You see what I'm saying, Zena? You just got to stay on your smart devices while the robots do everything. And we use your power to power the fucking robots and the stores and the homes, the electricity and all of that. It'll be using you for that because you got the graphene oxide in you and the luciferase and a whole bunch of other shit in you. Okay, your turn.
You said something earlier. You mentioned earlier about, and I wanted to bring it back if you don't mind. Y'all was talking about them being able to know your every move and all of that. Y'all was just saying earlier. I was moving around.
Yeah, with the chip. With the chip. Mm-hmm.
Okay, it reminded me of that movie because y'all was poking the holes in it on, all the things that, the criminals can get away with and this and the other. It reminded me of that movie, A9. It's a movie called A9. You seen it?
It sounds familiar.
Oh, because when I first seen it, right after that, after I watched that movie, that's when I started hearing about QA9. Like, as soon as I watched that movie. But
that's right. That's right. A9 was short for anonymous, right?
I don't know what it was short for.
Yeah, it was short for anonymous, but give me a little bit about the movie because I think I did watch it.
Okay, so basically they had no freedom. Everybody was chipped up. They knew every move, every thought, everything they thought. They had access to all of that. So you couldn't get away with any crimes whatsoever. Everybody just went to work, did what they did, and went home. There was no extras and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But basically, they basically controlled human beings, and nobody was really free because they knew their every move. Mm-hmm. And I forget what else happened, what was going on in that movie, but that was the biggest part of it. You know what I'm saying? That they literally can see through your eyes.
Let me see if let me pull it up on YouTube real quick and see. Pull up the trailer.
And with all this
I think I've
technology,
seen it.
they'll be able to do all of that. With this technology they're talking about, they'll be able to do all of that. Yeah. So
all right, let me pull up.
There won't be no crimes and shit like that.
All right, so it's A9 the trailer. Yeah, I think I did see this shit. Let's watch. It's on Netflix. Let me see it. Let me play it a little bit. Let me
And one girl was outside. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think I did see this shit, or maybe I didn't because I ain't like the actor. Let's watch the trailer real quick, y'all.
Last night when I was chasing her, that's where it starts.
Oh, I did see it. I see.
What I see changes. The stairs stretch. It's an optical illusion, which later disappears from my record. And it doesn't end there. At this moment, I'm seeing a train at the platform.
Yeah, I gotta watch it again now, Zena. I did see this shit. It was about that woman. Yeah, it was about that woman that he's talking about. Yeah.
And he was talking about the optical illusions and creating realities for them and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
They have been doing that. Don, they have been doing that since I don't want to mess up the years, but I'm going to say between the 70s and the 80s. They had got that, they learned how to do it from the Russians. And they've been had it. They call it, it's something they call, I forget what they call it, but they can create your reality. Miss Hudson know what I'm talking about because we was by this guy named Bearden, Tom Bearden. We was listening to the things and how he was exposing how they've been had the way of creating realities using these zero vectors. They realized they can create and manipulate, not so much manipulate, but create and realities. I don't know how other way to say it, but they've been able to do shit like that.
I know. And look, this brings me back. Somebody need to pull this shit up and we can dance on it on Friday. The CIA released documents saying that We are in an energy hologram.
Yep.
And astral projection is real. No shit. But they just won't say a simulation, a sims, but a hologram will work with me no matter what words you use. I understand the shit. Yeah.
They can determine outcomes and everything. They can create outcomes and create stuff and determine the effects and everything. And we gave the science. They give the actual breakdown, science breakdown.
What you played it in the after party one time or something?
I played it about 10, 15 times and everything. Playing that shit. Yeah,
how long is it?
It has to do with. It's about an hour, I believe. But they start off talking about geoengineering and the Russians and how they was manipulating over in America back in like the 60s, 70s or something like that. And they was doing stuff like that, creating weather patterns and different stuff like that, like a weather warfare type of thing. But in studying how they was doing that, they stumbled on this zero vector energy, and they never taught about that in school, never taught them how to even look into that. Like it was never even a thing until, they stumbled on it, and then they realized, he said, we can create realities. He said, we can't not just create realities. It's also deterministic or something like that, he was saying. But he gives the science breakdown of it. And there's some more information.
Yeah, people love the science breakdown. They don't like when I say, you can create your own fucking reality.
Yeah.
What's the science behind it, Don? Motherfucker, that is. What, you want some big, heavy-ass words? No, fuck. I want to play it, Zena. Friday. It's tomorrow, Friday, for some of you people. It's tomorrow, Friday?
Yep, tomorrow's Friday, Don.
Yeah, so I don't want to play it for the first hour, though. I want to play it for the second hour when I go live. So that might take up all of the show, because, we're going to stop, talk, pause, rewind, stop, talk, or maybe not.
Unless you want to start the show late, Don. Up to you.
What you mean start the show late? What's the difference? If I start the show at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I still ain't going to go live to 4. Do you get it?
Okay.
So it don't matter. I still want an hour to goddamn, you know what I'm saying? Just walk around this bitch doop while there's something playing for that first hour. Shit. But we want to be able to talk about it, dear. Don't you want to be able to talk about it? Like pause that, rewind that time, what that guy said,
Absolutely. We'll dissect it.
So that'll be at 1 o'clock when I go live is when I play that 1 hour situation that Zena is talking about. What is it called again, Zena?
Russian weather engineering over the United States. I believe that was the title of the video. But
Russian, boy, them goddamn. That's why they don't want you fucking with them Russians.
It's over. Oh, they got all the information and stuff down. Most of all this stuff started over here. They got all the.
I know. I mean, they are 0 degrees to Saturn. They are aligned so perfect with the most diabolical intellectual information. They are aligned perfectly with Saturn. Yep, 0 degrees. That's Russia. Go look it up. 0 degrees, and then pull up your so-called solar system. You'll see Saturn is right above Russia. That's kind of wild, right? Because it makes you think, how is that possible? How is it above it? Because somebody done lied to you. If Earth is the third rock from the sun, how is Saturn above Russia? Right, Zena? And Russia is inside Earth. So how is Saturn above Russia? Because they lied to you. They lied to you. It's all inside this bitch. That's what you got to get that in your head first. Everything is inside this fucking dome, including Saturn. Everything is inside this bitch. That's why. So if you look at this little damn ball and just put Saturn inside or right above Russia, and then put the rest of the planets where they claim it to be, with the exception of the planet Earth, because they tell you already in that bitch. So it's Saturn and the rest of them. Yeah. Can we all agree that we've all been mind fucked and tricked? Can we at least agree to that? Don't argue with me about what that white man done told your dumb ass. Yeah, pull it up, man. I figured that out a long time ago. I pulled it up, you know, because all we hear is about Saturn. I started getting an interest in Russia all of a sudden. You know how your intuition leads you on a path that nobody else is interested because they part of the dumb masses led somewhere else. Have that ever happened to you? Well, it happened to me. And I started drifting towards to find out more about Russia because too many ET activity. You know what I'm saying? I'm for real, man. Like, whew. Between the Russians and the Nazis, baby, I'll marry both of them. Okay? I'll marry both of them. You're talking about the brand new Cleopatra, bitch. And the millennial is me. I'll marry both of them fucking motherfuckers. Cause they for real, man. Like, but anyway, so I was led, you know, now I'm like having this increased magnetic attraction regarding Russia. Okay? Not what Mr. Whitey tells you not to have an attraction for, like your own people. But so next thing I know, it said that Russia is 0 degrees. You hear me? 0 degrees. If you look at Russia, it's 0 degrees, longitude or latitude or whatever. It's 0 something, right? And right above it is Saturn. Now, mind you, I got this from y'all Google machine before Google became a goddamn we gonna lie machine to these motherfuckers. Till they start changing shit and having that, because everybody started trusting Google. You know, if I keep telling you the truth for a minute, you're going to believe everything else I say after that, ain't it? So I can start lying to you, and you're going to believe it. If I got your attention to only look for me to give you the truth. Right. So you may not find it anymore on Google, but that's when I was using Google or Chrome or one of them bitches. I think they're the same. But anyway, and saw that Saturn was 0 degrees. That Russia was right above Saturn, and Russia sits 0 degrees. And I said that probably would explain why all them beings be coming in and out, fucking with them. You know? You hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Why they know for a fact that it's ET activity, extraterrestrial activity. And that's why Russia built that huge-ass pyramid to assist them to gas up, get their fuel when they pass through. You got me? Yeah, built that pyramid right there. And that's also to balance the planet, too. Pyramid, well, a so-called planet, but the pyramid is placed there to balance the planet, but we know that it's also a fueling system.
Yeah.
Yeah, for planets, for planets to cross it and power up. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So the Russians got what again? They got information on what?
Oh, they psychoenergetics, really just time space type of engineering. They got all that stuff. They can manipulate time and reality.
It makes sense because your government had Russian scientists, Nazi scientists, which are Germans, and just a few little American dumbasses, part of that invisibility project, Rainbow Project, Philadelphia experiment. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of that time traveling shit. They was using Russian and Nazis. And I have to say Nazis because they're bad guys. But your government loves them so much and they're still working for them and with them, or maybe controlled by them. Yeah. So I can see it. I can see that, Zena.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I saw a video of Putin talking about the CRISPR situation and be able to manipulate human DNA and, pretty much cut and paste how you want it to be. And
Yeah.
he was talking to these people, and he didn't sound like he was for it against it. He was just informing his people what all you could do with it.
Yeah, so tell me about the CRISPR, because I kept seeing you posting that when we played that video after the show. I wasn't going to play on YouTube.
Oh, that CRISPR is, they've been wanting to use that for years now, basically to manipulate DNA and instruct you how you want to, get rid of disease or get somebody blind, your blue hair. Just, that's the simple stuff, but we know it's more nefarious shit that they're going to do with being able to manipulate people like that, genes, manipulate their genes and stuff. So basically, they just gave the people that invented it a Nobel Peace Prize like last year sometime, when the whole time like religions and just moral groups and everything, like they was totally against modifying the human genes. And so that project never would get passed. But when they started using the going to the bar situation, then they saw a use for that CRISPR. Now we can use it because this is exactly what we need to be able to modify and manipulate these genes by cutting and pasting and doing it the way you making it into whatever you want to make it into, the human into. So with this, now that it's in people's body, not it ain't mine. Now that it's in people's bodies and stuff, they can move forward with that, and like I say, now is usable. They can use it, So that's why I keep mentioning the CRISPR, because the man mentioned in that video about cutting and pasting of DNA. And
that's exactly what they can do. They can copy and paste. They can take your DNA and put it into a sickly, retarded cracker.
Mm-hmm. They can make super soldiers out of it. That's what Putin was talking about. One thing he mentioned about, being able to create super soldiers using that CRISPR. And he was letting his people know, he's like, y'all, you basically, this is what they're capable of doing.
So where would they get the DNA from?
Everybody, anywhere.
Well, you can't get it. If everybody ain't super, then where you going to get the DNA from? You must got to get it from a super.
They make it. They basically,
they're
the
making
human body.
it.
No. The human body, they'll take whoever human body they have, whatever, and they will alter their genes with this CRISPR thing. I can try to think of all the information because we watched it in the AP one night. The names of everything, I can't think of it right now, but basically they're able to take your DNA and alter it genetically.
Right. Now, I know they can alter a person's DNA, but we're talking about the part where Putin is talking about a superhuman. So you must be taking something super out of a human. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Already have the blood from a human and testing it to find the most dominant aspect in the gene that can create, that can be implanted in another being. Huh?
It's like coding. They take that human being and can transform that human being into a super being by certain codes.
Right, but they would need to get the information first. They would need to be able to implant the information in that human, though, to transform it into a super being.
They have a way of doing it. You got to watch this video. They actually have a way of doing that.
Listen what I'm saying. Listen, Zena. Don't get stuck on the video. Just listen to my question. Listen to what I'm saying. I understand they can do that because I know that there are other motherfucking beings that been doing that for a long time, can come in even while you sleeping and alter your DNA. Our DNA is being altered naturally without us not knowing. This is why we're able to adapt in so many different environments and all of that type of shit. This is why our body is resistant is resistant to a lot of the goddamn calamities and plagues, or goddamn even the ship that causes a tornado will miss your goddamn house because your DNA is in that house. It's all information. So what I'm saying is, so I know that they could alter DNA. I know that, and I know they can make you superior or make you inferior. I know that. So what I'm saying is, for Putin to say, as far as the CRISPR is concerned, that they, in regarding to making a super soldier, they will have to take something super from that which is super and put it in a non-super soldier to enhance, put the DNA in that non-super soldier to change or alter its DNA to become a super soldier. So that's why I said, where would they be getting the super from?
And that's what I was saying. It's coded. They put in codes. They recode the DNA. And even if you took something from something
I see
else,
what you're saying. But you still have to have the code, though. So where are they getting the codes from to encode the DNA, the empty space of the DNA, or to rewrite the code that's in the DNA? They must have the code. So where they get the code from is what I'm asking. And I know you're not really supposed to answer me back, but you're supposed to say that's a good ass question. Because obviously, if I don't have a code, I can't get in, I can't alter it, right? I can't get in. If I'm going to write this new code, I can't just create it off the top of my head. Somebody has to give me that code. I have to know the superior code and then encode it in these humans' DNA. I have to know the code.
I understand what you're asking, but at the same time, in my head, I'm thinking that's trial and error situation. You can take a human specimen and you just manipulate and get to the right code that you're trying to get to, and then there it is. That's
I know it's a sequence.
So
it's a sequence. Codes are sequence, but you still have to know the code. That's why when I understood that a lot of our genetic information is locked and coded, and some is not coded. Some is just empty space that need to be written. That's why we end up saying we had a DNA explosion where some information that was locked that came out. It was finally released at a certain time. These are what I call hidden codes. So what I'm saying is that if in fact, first of all, you would still need to figure out the code. That's the point.
And that's
a superior code, a dominant code, a super, because maybe like this. There was a time that we used to fly. That's why we have eyebrows. Correct? Everybody clear? Right? So that code is somewhere locked in our DNA some damn where. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just buried, locked some goddamn where and hasn't been activated, you know what I'm saying, or opened up. If we used to fly, you get me? And I believe that shit. I believe that we did used to fly because what the fuck we got eyebrows on our face for, right? So I believe that shit. So obviously it's a gene that has been locked. So if I'm one of the scientists that know that shit, and I am one, I have to find someone or so many specimens, take their DNA and try to find the program or the code or the information that's locked so deep in their DNA and pull that code out. You understand?
And what I'm saying
and put it in another motherfucker and make that shit apparent on the surface, and eventually they'll be able to fly.
And what I'm saying is, I understand what you're saying, but I think it's another way of doing it. Like I was listening to a show on the way to work today. One scientist just put together, like they don't even know how he figured out this sequence or code, to make what he made. But he figured out. But my whole thing is with the technology they got, they can and sequences are
You're right.
Infinite.
The technology can unlock that shit. The AI can play with all them numbers and figure it out, and then boom. Yeah, I've seen that before. Right.
Yeah. So you don't really have to know it or recognize it.
Yeah, but here's the reality, though. We're dealing with information, but one of the reality is, okay, well, here's the reality. We already know that our blood has already been taken. Everybody on the planet blood just about has been taken, except for maybe tribes that ain't been fucked by either of the 7 heads and 10 horns. They don't have their DNA. Let's just pretend they don't have their DNA.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But even no matter how many times we reproduce with generation and generation and generation, I lost my thought while I mentioned that shit. So they are testing or sampling or studying the sequence of genes first, and the dominant of genes, and like you said, using a computer to break the codes, decipher the codes of a gene. Then once they get the code, like homeboy made a mistake, just didn't know what to fucking do it, but the computer did it for him. Boom. Now they just take that particular gene and implant it in a human.
Right. We're using the CRISPR technology.
Using the CRISPR technology.
Yeah,
I can see that. Right. Because now the computer, I done seen that shit. They drop your damn blood right in the computer, big ass goddamn, what's that shit called? A helix. The DNA strands start popping up and start pulling out all the information. The computer start calculating all that type of shit, where they can predict all types of shit about you just based off of your genes. The computer can read all that shit out. What you plan on being next. So next thing you know, or your mom, and you ain't even born, look at all her shit. You know what I'm saying? And see that in her next sequence, your mom gonna be pregnant at 19, and then that baby is gonna overthrow the government. So what they do is go to your mama and send her to a doctor, and she have a miscarriage to prevent the goddamn baby from overthrowing the government. It's predictive. Genes are all predictive. It's all predictive. Everything. You know what I'm saying? It's all calculated. That's what's so fire about genes, because it's information. It's a timing capsule that explodes, and then you end up doing what you're doing now, what you wasn't doing 10, 15 years ago, because that shit wasn't unlocked yet.
And your capabilities. They can see all of them.
Yeah. And they can come in and intercept that just by knowing everybody's genetic sequence every fucking time, just reading this genetic sequence, and then they can prevent it from happening or assist you. So that's why certain people pop up at a certain time. You don't see their faces, but you know, they come pop up at a certain time in your life and give you a little pearl, and you be like, God damn. You know, like you part of this movie. Like, you know, you see a man wearing a hat and a trench coat stops you in the middle of a goddamn mall or something and say something to you, because it gets you aware that you are who you are, and this is what you need to be goddamn doing. They be popping up in certain times of your life. They're not friends. They're not any of these motherfuckers. They just pop up.
Yeah.
And tell you something, and then they disappear. Should be wild. Yeah. Because they know you're going to be at the mall. Let's say the year is 1970. And they know the time that you need to know something would be April 14th, 2022. And you at another mall in a newer situation in another goddamn state, and they wait for you to show up right there at that mall to give you this or give you something or to kill you. Thus, shootings happens in malls as well. Yeah, and they never pay attention. Look, if I'm aiming at you to kill you, right, and at the mall, right, based on your genetic sequence that you will be at this mall 20 years from now, right, and they report that a gunman fired at everybody at the mall, but only you and I know I fired at you. So newbie gets hit because that's what it was really intended for, to prevent newbie from going forward. So when they say 7 people were shot, 3 people died, this, that, and the third, you know, that type of shit. It'll let you motherfucking know that it wasn't really about the motherfucker that fired at people. It was based on the people that died. It was a hit on everybody that was going to be at that mall May 14th, 2020, that they came to intercept the rest of their fucking life and take them out the game. Based on, because they got all our genes. That's what genes is. Evidence, information. Your next thing, they can read it all the way to your death. They can see it, or all the way to your to taking out a whole bunch of motherfuckers. Be the bad guy. You know, the bad guy to end their devilishment. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that video you gonna give us in the New Day booth. So I'm gonna play it for the Don Show. I'm all with that shit. Y'all with that? Hearing about that Russia shit. And the alteration and shit, how they can come in, that DNA, that shit for real, man. I'm telling y'all. That shit happened to me. It happened to a few motherfuckers. It's a motherfucker. And as a matter of fact, man, all right, the dude just pulled up to come take my computer to the hospital. Hopefully everything works out. So look, Man of the Hour is up next, but y'all got to give me a minute to start the Man of the Hour, okay, y'all? Because I got this motherfucker coming in to pick up the computer and shit. So I got to handle that first. Y'all have an award today, man. Man of the Hour is up next. Give me about 20 minutes to do it, though. Peace. Thank you, Zena.
You're welcome, Don.